buy it, except for the full bottles. Everybody was ready for the new opening of Lupin Ranger and Patranger, but it didn't happen.
There was an ad before the music I meant to play.
I thought that was the music you were trying to play. I was like, whoa.
It's
an awfully nice and peaceful noir drama.
You want to go with it?
What I meant to play was this.
She walked in, legs up to here. I knew she was asking for trouble, but I was looking.
As we looked into the shadow of the room, we realized the shadow wasn't there.
It was the Pink Panther.
Damn it, Kevin. You should have been here.
Pink Panther Ranger.
You should have been here.
I ruined it, didn't I?
Lupin Pink, movie exclusive, Panther themed.
We had no idea what we were doing, and I tried to put this music.
Yeah, Shoutcast were supposed to be here. We ruined our steamed hams bet. So, cue the roll call.
We're live.
Connect. Loading. Broadcast.
Equipment wielder, blue caster, Cheetah's Azeel.
Loyal and loud, Pinkcaster Lane.
Explorer from the unknown, Yellowcaster, Auto Guard.
One little spark of courage. Dreamcaster, Global South Perga.
Broadcasting loud and opinionated perspectives across the internet.
Radio Sentai Castranger.
On air! Okay, it's over. You can stop now. No, they're full. They're shaped. You shook, not stirred. They're ready.
It looks like one of those party favorites.
And then Gar drank the Smash Essence.
That's like $40.
$40? No, more like fucking 85.
That doesn't make it.
85 American.
He was swinging the Build drive around by its handle.
No. Didn't mean to play it again.
Hopefully
And
we don't
two
get-
of those members have very special rings. Yeah! I meant our wedding rings! Welcome to Castranger episode 184.
185.
I
didn't even have to check.
I have like almost 2 beers in me. So
Wait, 185.
Gross.
It is the year 2005.
What the fuck?
What?
It sounds like a dystopian future series, and then you said 2005.
The far off year of 2002.
What?
It's just like when
for 1986, 2005 felt like forever.
Or what about the distant future, the year 2000, where we're robots and the humans are dead?
It's just like when you, like, I played .hack GU last recode, and that game came out in, like, 2007, but it's set in 2017. And then there's that great moment near the end where it's like, but this is the year 2017! We have all this technology now!
Oh no.
I just like that. I like that robotic chicken from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. 1,000 years ago in the future.
Hey, it's better than Star Wars a long time ago with spaceships.
Yeah.
Well, it's
It's
like Once Upon a Time.
No, you know what it was? It was a civilization that existed before the Reapers wiped them out and refreshed the galaxy.
Holy fuck! I never even thought of it.
Really? Did you never think of that?
No.
The Star Wars nerd never thought of that. You fucking gimpy.
Oh my
Gimpy ass
god! Mass
motherfucker.
Effect and Star Wars are the same thing.
Shepard is the Jedi.
Gimpy ass motherfucker.
That's what biotic powers are.
I mean, yes. Ichi, thank you.
You're welcome.
My entire world has been fucking.
Your
blown.
galaxy. Fucking face you just gave me.
Oh, I see. Andromeda is the prequels of Mass Effect.
So what are we talking about today?
Alright, so it is a very special week. We are talking about the first episode of Lupin Ranger vs. Patranger. We are talking about not episode 22 of Build, but we are talking about the first episode of the 7 Best Matches special.
This is starting to sound like a really bad comic book.
Because that apparently happens between episode 21 and 22, so we're going to talk about that first, and then we're going to talk about episodes 22 and 23 next week, since we're only doing 2 episodes instead of 3 for the featured topic next week, which we won't say what it is yet.
So that means we have to watch like 5 episodes next week.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And then for our featured topic, for week 3 of Precurary. Emily, please give us the title of what we're watching.
We are doing Precure All Stars new stage. I believe it was Precure All Stars 3.
I remember the end of the title was Mirai no Tomodachi.
Yeah, it's
which means friends of the future
yeah.
or friends yet to be made or something like that.
It is the one where Smile was the current season. When I looked it up, I actually looked up specifically the one with spoiler. Because I didn't remember what the title was, because the titles get crazy long.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. But this is a really a good all-star movie. It put Smile in, because I had to decide between Smile and Heartcatcher. I knew Heartcatcher was like the Gaim of Precure.
And it also put Smile on your face.
Ichi, I know you're gonna hate me for this, but like
Sorry.
since I've been drinking a lot of beers and stuff, can we bust out the old Drunkcaster roll call for me?
I remember
Play it!
Loud and drunk, Prunkcaster, Litrid. Yeah.
There, you happy?
Drunkcaster Lane is back. Oh wait, it would be Drunkcaster Litrid, but you know what? That's actually funnier because I'd be so drunk I'd be like, it's 5 hours.
And coming back in. There! And just because I'm angry, I use the old one.
Oh.
So it says Lightrid?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my compromise.
Anyways, on to the build special. You know what's funny? I know it's saying we'll make a way, but now that I hear, every time I hear that, now all I hear is we'll make a boy.
Me
Right?
too.
That's all I
cannot
can hear.
the
I can't
actual...
unhear it.
Neither can I.
Thanks a lot, Ichi.
You're welcome.
Joke's on you guys. I don't listen to the opening.
We'll make a joke! It's basically... So, this is the first part of the 7 Best Matches special, which is about the week that Sento spent training for
The Huns.
the Hunger Games.
The bottle games.
The bottle games.
And I gotta say,
Die bottles.
this was pretty cool. It kind of felt like episode 21.5. Like,
That's basically what it was.
Like, yeah, it was just an extension of episode 21, so it was really cool.
This felt like a comic book annual that you had to buy in, you know.
And so...
Like you don't really need it, but if you bought the graphic novel, it would be in there. And you'd be
So
like,
it's a
what
pack,
the fuck is going on?
pack in.
So,
Yeah.
like, it's just starts with Sento in the build pit, just, like, trying to figure out all the best matches of all the bottles that Stark gave him, so...
Which he immediately does with 0 problems, or at least none that we're shown.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, best match! Best match! And then he gets to Penguin Skater,
no,
and you just
not
see him
this,
just going,
no.
like, he just, like, looks like he's
Like,
just kind of,
edges them along.
like
He
orgasming or something. He's just like, oh.
He, like, edges them in, and he's like...
And
then
then
his
he, like, gets
cheeks
them in, and then
light
his
up.
cheeks, like, blush. He's like, oh.
When I heard about that, I thought it can't be as sexual as they said it was. That was straight up one of the dirtiest things I've seen in any toku so far.
Which is great, because it involved both insertion and liquids.
Apparently, Kevin said apparently with what Sento did with Turtle Watch, like his reaction, that was Kevin's reaction too.
Yeah.
Because he loves penguins.
With turtles in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, he gets the hair boner again, and then Misora is like, why are you being such a fucking ass about
And
this?
Well, no, I liked it. I liked that, like, he was trying to, like, pretend like everything was okay, and Misora's just like, stop pretending you're okay. And then he's just like...
And then I made a joke where...
Which is weird, because you'd think she'd want him to be happy, but I guess she's also like, deal with your problems.
Be real happy, not fake happy.
Don't worry.
Be happy.
Match bottles.
No, I made the joke where when Sento is playing with the new best matches, that's Lane whenever a new Rider series comes out and he buys like a ton of the gimmicks, and I'm Misora in the background scalding him after he
Scalding him.
Yeah.
Scalding him.
Scalding.
Just pouring hot water on him.
Or like being
Scolding.
scolding him, because I knew he said, "Oh, I'm not going to buy anything from this toy line," and then he does
Proceeds to
buy
buy
something
everything.
in his toy line.
Lane's giving a pouty face.
Slightly better.
Not better enough.
I didn't buy Hot Gatling. I didn't buy fucking.
Yeah, but you bought yourself a Nin comic.
And and he used buying his as an excuse to do it. You enablers!
You didn't even need to buy me one.
I felt bad. I didn't like that you were so sad over the weekend.
FaceCore in our chat brings up the fact that Misora was watching Sento Orgasm.
Giggity.
Because she likes to watch.
So he likes
Turtle Watch.
He likes best matches rather than humans?
I don't know.
Who is he, April O'Neil?
This guy is a very unique individual. Who knows what he's into?
Oh my god, he looks at Ryuga Misora just like, best match! Ah!
I guess you could say he's a matchmaker! I'll leave now.
Are you ready?
Please don't leave.
Tech finish!
No.
Elegant
Okay, you
set
took it
on
too far.
clothes.
At least this is one of the very
Sure.
few shows that doesn't use climax.
Yeah. So we see him match up Spider Rezoko, which is Refrigerator, Turtle Watch, Kabuto Mushi Camera, which is the Beetle Camera, and Side Dryer, which is Rhino and Dryer, and of course Penguin Skateboard.
What does a penguin and a skateboard have to do with one
You
another?
know what? Kevin said something interesting to me today. He said that apparently there used to be like a type of TV dinner he used to eat as a kid, and the mascot for those TV dinners was a penguin on a skateboard.
Fuck's sake!
Are you talking about Kid Cuisine?
That might have been it.
Because Kid
You know what?
Cuisine's
I'm gonna look that up quickly.
mascot is a penguin.
No, it's because Penguin's belly slide, like FaceCore says in our chat. And they also show Obake and Magnet, so Mag Ghost or whatever.
Okay, I'm sorry. For a second there, I thought you were saying Obama.
Sure, why not? Obake. And Sento brings up a good point. How the fuck they get an element out of a ghost? It's almost like...
There it is! Yeah! See? It's a penguin on a skateboard.
Oh my fuck. I would really, really love for the writers of the show to just come forward and tell us what the fuck all of the best matches are about. Because I'm super curious about so many of them.
There's this one Ninja Turtles fan in there, and
Right?
Stills in time.
Like, imagine, just like Toei, they're doing the meeting, and it's just like, how would penguins get... Well, I know about these TV dinners in America, and they have a penguin on a skateboard.
Like one guy in the meeting room is just eating one at that moment. Guys, I've got it.
Penguin skateboards!
The most delicious match.
And then it's just a polar bear just going, hey, try our food. Come eat our substandard pizza.
Ho, ho, ho.
But yeah, so they're...
No!
Oh,
It fizzed all over me.
Lane's beer peed himself.
Oh.
You dumb. This is why we don't play shit on the couch.
Lane, your beer's not a
It's
full...
not on the couch, it's on me!
Lane, your beer is not a full bottle. You're not supposed to shake it.
I shook it on him.
The beer is not a full bottle.
Where did I?
Beer, Gar, best match.
Wait. Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Implying that you'd be inorganic. That's the joke.
What are you talking about? I am Android.
Okay, keep talking, I need to go change my shirt.
Ha Lane peed himself.
So Sento goes back upstairs, and
Are you okay?
and Nariaki's there. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm starting here. And then
He
Sento's
just-
like,
he just-
but you died.
Yeah, he just walks out and Nariaki's there in a fucking Starbucks stock,
coffee.
being a fucking barista. I thought you died.
I got better.
Wait.
Stark fished me out of the river.
Yeah, that seems
And then
fair.
proceeds to like hand Sento a cup of coffee. He takes a sip from it. Oh my god, it's fucking delicious.
You should run a cafe.
No.
Wouldn't that be amazing if Nariaki just started like running the cafe?
We need to know what that wolf guy thinks.
Nariaki's just like a fucking
Oh,
coffee
God.
house.
No, you know the guy from
Oh, from Kiva, the wolf.
Oh,
Oh, Jiro.
Jiro.
Keep the change.
Yeah. We introduced Emily to Kiva last weekend. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I really liked it. I want to read.
I want to read more.
Why did I say read? I want to watch more. I mean, I'd read more if there was a book, but
Part
Yeah.
of the
the problem is if I wanted to get any merchandise, I would have to cut off a limb. If anyone has any small, tiny little Kivat toys,
I thought you were going to say small, tiny little limbs for me to cut off.
Anybody got any more dead animals?
Face Score in our chat is like, Stock saves Nariaki from the river. Alright, now go work in my coffee shop so I don't have to.
Hamburger pizza!
Cheeseburger backpack,
But, yeah, so there's TV interviews going on, and they're talking to random citizens about the battle that's being scheduled. And one guy brings up a good point. Why didn't they just do this from the start?
Just cut to the stormtrooper from fucking SNL. Yo, Bill fucking sucks. Bill straight up sucks.
I heard Bill has an 8.
I heard he's shredded.
I knew you were Sento from Hi, I'm Build.
Yeah.
So I've now converted to a Blue Lantern. I'm a Blue Lantern.
He is now Blaine.
Bluecaster Blaine.
No.
No more.
Yeah. So Nariaki has been instructed by Stark to train Sento to defeat the Grease.
Did they send me riders when? No wait.
When I asked for guns.
Scar, I swear this is the third episode in a row that you've tried to make like a song and then you fuck it up.
Because much like with Ichi, it always sounds better in my head.
Right. So.
I'm not. You guys. I was the one behind Starch. I don't think you can get much worse.
Blood
than
Starch?
Blood Starch.
No, that was you.
Nothing will ever beat You Got a Mech in Me.
When we were talking about the Toy Story Megazord.
We want to.
I'll form an arm.
We form together as the weekend.
Anyway.
We come together like it's meant to be. Yeah, you got a mech in me.
So
I just
Sento.
can get my piano on Randy Newman.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about getting into piano.
Well, do you have Randy Newman?
I could work on it.
Oh,
let's go find him.
So like slight derail. So like she was like, oh, I'm gonna make a piano, like the Pianican or something. And I'm just like, you need to make the Pidanto, which is just literally just a Kuroto Dan piano.
Kamida.
Watashi!
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting into piano, and I definitely want to get one of those pianos you can customize the sounds on. Anyways,
I don't like singing.
Sento, just rightly so, gets up in Nariaki's face about the fact that he built the splash driver for Hokuto, and his response is promptly, I'm sorry! It gave me a science boner! I had to make it! You did the same thing, bitch!
Yeah.
Which, like, fair.
Which I honestly like to believe Nariaki is a robot. No. Think about it. He's so good at being like an assistant. He's so good at making coffee. He made a driver. He's a robot.
I am friend.
So you're just saying that because he's good at 3 things, there's no fucking way that he's just a human who's good at things.
It would be interesting if he was a robot, but I don't know if there's.
I mean, the opening recap, episode 21 was like,
He's not worthy of having his own plot twist.
I don't know. I don't think it's completely off the table.
He came back from the dead. That's his plot twist.
For all I know,
that's how he not died. He didn't die because he was a robot.
For all I know, he's like the robot Smash. Who knows?
That'd be interesting.
That's why they used the robot slash jelly. See?
It wouldn't be the first time that they used a normal human as a disguise. I mean, look at Chalice.
I'm believing it. And then it's gonna be like an Android 16 like thing where like he gets his head chopped off and he rolls towards Sento. And he's like, Sento, there's more to you than you think. You must unlock your true potential for me.
There's more to you than there is to you.
And then just Stark just smashes his head and then pisses Sento off to no end. And then that's how he turns into his final form. Just,
Man, first 16, now 17. How many more?
Spoilers!
How many more androids must there be?
20,
the rest.
21.
Anyways,
Dragon Ball Fighters on.
Anyways, so cut to the parking garage of training. And
You mean Toei's Underground?
Yeah, pretty much.
And Nariaki has
a tablet that spawns holograms.
Has perfected physical holograms.
Which means he has a bright future in Duel Monsters.
Hashtag Nariaki's a robot.
Hashtag Nariaki is...
Hashtag Roboaki.
Either that or he stole the technology from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Either that or he stole it from the professor...
He's Kaiba!
That's what
he looks like Kaiba!
He does look
I-
like
He looks
I-
like Kaiba with glasses.
I was about to say he's like the Mirage Master from the Pokemon anniversary.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna look up a
special.
picture of Nariaki and look up a picture of Seto Kaiba.
I know what Kaiba looks like.
Hang
We
on.
all know who Kaiba looks like.
Same hairstyle maybe, but the hair's different and
The nose.
Nariaki is not nearly as starched and angular as Kaiba is.
Yeah, but Kaiba's...
Whoever-
Nariaki's a douchebag.
He's Night
like
Rogue.
Kaiba.
He's Night Rogue, not blood starch.
Yeah, but Kaiba's not. Yeah, but I don't think Nariaki.
Tied it all together.
Night Rouge.
I don't think Nariaki would make a space station just for one thing.
Right? Oh, I love that movie though.
Someone whoever designed that bottle should be fired.
The full bottle.
Fuck.
Just,
You know what? You know what? Can that be the thumbnail? Can it just be? Remember the scene where Kaiba's on the helicopter and he's showing off the new dual disc?
yeah.
Have that, but have it be Nariaki's face over Kaiba.
I'm just gonna put Nariaki Kaiba and I'll see
I
if
was
I
hoping
can...
it's just gonna be something Lupin Ranger.
No, it's gotta be Nariaki.
No, I've got it. It'll be Kaiba with like
See, look.
holding a full bottle, but with Lupin Red's helmet on him.
See, look. Seto Kaiba, Nariaki. Same person. Coincidence? I think not.
I think so. Anyways,
I just picture him. He's like, "It's my book.
My book.
it's my
I
talent.
wrote it."
Just cue the Kaiba theme and like brown, 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 brown.
And so, you know what's funny is, like, so Nariaki, like, explains to Sento, he's like, oh yeah, these are like, physical holograms or whatever like that, you can, like, attack these, and, like, Sento's like, oh, this is awesome, because I'm like, yay, these aren't actual physical people that I can kill! Woo!
And he's just instantly all happy and better, and like he holds the Phoenix robot bottles so awkwardly, but I kind of am into it. I like how enthusiastic he is about it.
Yeah.
So he goes Phoenix Robo and destroys the Smash, and then Nariaki spawns a flying Hazard Smash,
Yep.
and he responds with Rosecopter, so we get to see Rosecopter fight again, which I'm happy about. And then he does a different Vortex finish from the show. Whereas in the show, he like had the blade spinning on his hand and it shot petals.
Mm-hmm.
He like basically did a flyby on it and like shoved him through the blades of the helicopter. That was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
So this is where they start bringing up the fact that apparently all the best matches they're trying out are fucking pointless. You just need to use the hazard trigger.
Stupid.
The best matches are irrelevant. We need to trigger you.
Yeah, Nariaki's just
Yeah.
going, he just, like, eventually just grabs him, just like, stop fucking using best matches, use the hazard trigger. Whoa, okay, man, Jesus Christ, sorry.
And this is where, in the canon, the first mention of what will become the kill switch in episode 22 gets mentioned. Because
Kill switch.
Sento mentions that he's working on a device to force untransformation if his hazard form goes out of control, which of course means when his hazard form goes out of control.
So then he uses, so he goes, build hazard Smuffle Wolf.
Well, it's Snuffle with hazard.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because apparently the logic logic here is he has to use hazard in order to get data in order to know how to stop hazard.
Yeah, and apparently, and so the Nariaki's like, oh yeah, I have the Trans-Steam gun so I can turn to Night Road.
Which doesn't really get explained. So, like, A, is that the same gun that Gentoku used? And B, if it is, why does he have it?
Okay, I'm gonna say this is how it is. He was Gentoku's assistant. He was in Faust. He was working alongside him. It's safe to say that he had data. He kept data on Night Rogue, and he kept the plans and had blueprints for the Trans-Steam gun, and he made it himself. Because he already made the Slash driver, so he can make the Trans-Steam gun.
You know what? At this point, I will accept that.
There you go. So he's a robot. And then he has
all he specifies is that the data for both him and Gentoku are in that Steam gun, so it's safe to say that he copied his bio data.
Kind of liking this weird random theory about him being a robot.
I'm sticking by that. Nariaki is a fucking robot. For realsies. Gentoku built him to assist him. Literally. Or no, watch. Nariaki, just at the end, like, Nariaki's about to, like, die or something like that, and it's like, why are you helping me so much? You created me. Just Katsuragi made him.
Yeah.
So then we get the most boring transformation, like, just ever. He just, like, literally just holds the Trans-Steam gun up, goes Chogets, and then just... Chogets, and just points it. Doesn't do any movement or anything. It's boring.
What I noticed is as he transforms and, like, the smoke comes up, the fucking gun just poofs from his hand.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know if that was a thing before, like in any of the other Night Rogue transformations.
Yeah,
but
yes,
really,
it was.
It was really blatant and weird to see.
They're not even.
And then he has like a tracking data in his visor. We actually see like data and information
Yeah, like-
running through
He
his
like
head.
he like nods and then he activates his power scope.
But the thing is, that
You know, like Rocky.
it's like the data on there, which clearly doesn't mean anything. Like it's just random,
random
numbers,
graphs and numbers.
like
Okay.
like a one wave that might be sound or heart rate or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like anything.
I'm sorry, when you said Rocky, my first thought was Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, me
Rocky behind you!
Boatman stays with the boat.
My
So follow me on this logic.
Okay.
It's late. Night Rogue
That late.
scans the data of hazard form.
Uh-huh.
They fight. The fight resolves, and then Sento pulls an SD card out of the build driver.
Wait.
So wait, was Rogue scanning the data, or was Sento scanning the data?
Wait a minute. Okay, I'm holding the build driver. Oh my god, there's an SD card!
It's been recording us all along and sending our data to Toei.
That's how Toei knows!
Yeah, the only toy I know.
You see the Toei Rise? Oh shit, Nariaki is an actual
They're onto
robot.
us.
No.
Just like the driver explodes.
Oh shit, Nariaki's an actual robot. That's a good idea, let's fucking use that.
Just like the driver explodes, they're onto us.
Yeah,
Shit.
it sounds like. I think that somebody wants to
For the
sell
hazard
me
trigger.
something.
Aggressive marketing.
The only toy I know of that has an SD card in it is the Yokai Watch Zero.
Wait, the Yokai Watches have SD cards?
Just the Yokai Watch Zero does. It has an SD card specifically made for it that you take out and put into your computer in order to update the software on the watch to read newer medals.
There's a gimmick toy that takes firmware updates?
Yup,
That is amazing!
it's
Fucking-
awesome.
It's Japan, man.
Why don't more things do that?
I
Because
don't know,
Japan
but
keeps all the good shit for themselves.
especially since they have come out with further watches since which have had specific gimmicks.
Careful, guard. Now that they know it's like a jack-in-the-box, and if you keep cranking it, it's gonna fucking explode.
Oh.
Lane puts it under a pillow. Yeah, that'll muffle the blast.
All I hear is just... So yeah,
Right outside.
so build goes, Mother Wolf Hazard,
And I gotta say, I like this version of Hazard way more than Rabbit
Oh,
Tank
me,
Hazard.
I'm in the mindset of I love Build Hazard so much, I don't care what best match he uses with
No,
it.
but
It's awesome.
like the silver eye, the silver wolf eye meshes with this black suit much better.
Yeah. It's
But
great.
but like that doesn't change the fact that he attacks with a tornado of apps.
It's just spam. Buy me, download me, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars!
Just Nariaki starts like lagging. Too many notifications.
He starts foaming. And
I don't want to pay $20 for extra coins!
I hate freemium games. No Clash of Clans.
So then Sento goes like ballistic or whatever like that, and he starts really going ham on him, and he's like, yeah, this is it, this is the information I need. And then, like, actually does the smart thing of trying to remove the hazard trigger off the belt. And I'm
We
like,
finally have someone in Toku who actually tries to rip off the
the
belt.
smartest
Yeah, it
person
was
in Toku.
Yeah.
Hence,
He's a
still going to my
robot, yeah.
theory, he's a robot, because he knows, because he's smart.
He knows too much.
No, I'm sorry, Nariaki's a robot. I believe Sento.
So, Bill does his overflow, which is an awesome like punch attack, and you see like a shadowy wolf emblem in the background, and I thought that was awesome.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
And then he pulls out the drill crusher, puts unicorn in it, which I think is a perfect match for the drill.
And then we just hear that fucking
Brow,
awesome
brow, 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 brow. I like how clear and vibrant those sounds have been every time they use them.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he goes at Rogue with the unicorn drill.
And then fucking Nariaki just keeps like spotting fucking hologram smashes to like take the hits. And I'm like, that's so smart.
I feel like having summonable like tank familiars is a thing Rogue should have been doing from the get go.
Just have smashes fucking
Or
rim.
like the Guardians.
It's like in Drive when Medic had like her like bodyguard
Yeah.
roid mutes that she would just fucking throw when he did rider kicks.
But yeah, so Rogue has hollow smashes tank for him, and then he does the most amazing thing. He, like, dodge rolls past him in the middle of an explosion and just yoinks the fucking trigger out of the belt.
It was great. Like, holy shit.
Well fucking done.
Yeah, no, he... So, and then, yeah, he's like, oh, you still got a long way to go, but, like, we're getting what we need.
I just wanted him to just look up and go, okay, did I kill anyone this time?
So then we get a call going like, oh, Grease is attacking, stealing bottles.
No. They said that someone was attacking the facility and stealing bottles.
Oh, and then
he asked if it's Grease, and he's like, I don't fucking know, which means it's probably not.
I don't know what Grease looks like.
I don't fucking know.
I watch the news.
I'm a government agent. You think I have time to watch the news?
Yeah. Too busy spying.
Too busy playing Galaga, research.
Too busy.
That guy's playing Galaga.
He thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's Afterburner.
It's funny how he also just goes back to playing Galaga.
Yeah.
Just fuck it.
Oh, one other thing, like, when Nariaki, like, untransforms from Rogue, my immediate thought was, fuck, I gotta quit smoking.
Alright, though.
I gotta have another smoke.
You should quit steaming.
Oh, and we know it wasn't Grease because he shows up there, and it's not only a troop of, like, ninja-garbed guardians, but apparently by Kaiser, the villain from the recent movie.
And I made a notice that it's literally just Night Rogue's suit, but without the bat stuff on it. So if you look at like the silver mouthpiece, the eyes, and even the back of him, it looks like Night Rogue's, and it's just him without the bat stuff. So it's like a blank Night Rogue suit. It looks cool. I like it without all the stuff on it.
Honestly, seeing the shape of the head for half a second, I thought it was like super Ryuga.
You thought it was Sledge.
Yeah, I just see it. Bring me the energy. Oh my god. Just go Hazard on his ass. Come here, Sledge. Oh yeah? Magna Beam. Magna Beam, huh? Well, here's
just
Hazard.
blocks with a hand.
Yeah.
Hazard Beam.
Hazard Beam.
Hazard Beam.
Yeah, babe!
Smartphone Wolf.
Your beam!
They didn't really mention how Smartphone Wolf, he basically got attacked by a swarm of apps.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. It's like a tornado of apps.
Yeah.
But honestly, for like a part one of like a YouTube special, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It was an extension of like episode 21. It was
really
good.
It was canon.
How many parts are there?
2.
At least 2. I think just 2. No, it was just 3. I saw it on the.
And we're getting the last one in one of the Blu-rays.
Yeah.
Are you fucking shitting me with this shit?
No.
Are you fucking...
I wish I was.
Are you fucking shitting me with this shit?
Fucking with me!
You come to me on the day of my 999th anniversary and tell me this shit?
We'll get to that.
Birthday, whatever.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
But they do that so you buy the Blu-ray.
Nah, I have a proposition.
Yeah.
I have a proposition for everyone. So, for our transition into Lupin Pat, I feel like we should make it just like the end of either one of the team's morphs, just like, going Patranger or Lupin Ranger as the transition. Like, depending on which team is the more focused that episode.
The funny thing is, the opening to this series actually has the easiest bumper I've ever had to make because the end of the theme song is just the 2 team names and then showdown.
Okay, that's awesome.
Okay, that works.
Oh, I thought we were going to do the Cowboy Bebop opening.
I haven't watched that, so I don't know.
Really?
Yep.
I've never seen Cowboy Bebop.
What the fuck?
Apparently there's a picture somewhere, though, of Dan from Game Grumps as
Spike?
As
Yeah,
Spike,
Spike.
yeah.
I think I've seen it.
Or Benedict Cumberbatch as Spike.
Anyways, do the bumper! So, I can't remember who, but someone in our Discord chat brought up something interesting about the names of the 6 Rangers. The first character in each of their names spells out Kaitou and Keisatsu.
Okay, that's actually great.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Kairi, Toma, Yumika, Kaitou, Keiichiro, Sakuya, Tsukasa for Keisatsu.
Fuck.
You brilliant fucks.
Or Tsukasa from Decade.
Okay, I'm gonna say, overall, for a first episode, pretty fucking impressive.
That's some of the weirdest camera stuff I've ever
The
seen.
music!
Oh,
Oh
music
my
was awesome.
god, was it
was great.
fucking good!
It was like 70s cop show, pure.
Yeah.
I caught myself all week, just like, even at work, or just like, on the bus or something, just going to like just fucking humming that fucking battle theme the Lupin Rangers have.
I will summarize the music of this show in 3 words. I need it!
I need it!
Oh my god, it was like I'm playing Persona 5 all over again.
They're both about Phantom Thieves, aren't they?
Yeah, I know that one isn't ripping off the other. They're both
No,
taking
I
from
know that. It's
What's
just...
a phantom thief?
Kaitou. It's a thing in Japanese, like, mythology, culture, lore, whatever you want to
So
call
it's
it.
an
I
actual
really
thing.
hope someone takes the Lupin Rangers' first fight, like in the casino, to just last surprise. That'd be
It's kind of like
Fucking
like a
perfect.
classy cat burglar, but they're usually male instead.
Yeah. I never see it coming.
oh god, we need to put that together.
Yeah. So, of course, there could be no other way to start this show than having it take place in a fucking casino.
And there's gambling, and like some guys trying to play the roulette table, and like
There's a giant frog alien.
Well, it's a guy who like
The owner of the
He's like-
casino's
he's
chest
like-
is glowing green, you know, normal
he's
stuff.
like hey, he's all like conniving and,
and he's,
scheming
and he's
stuff.
also fixing the game.
And like immediately as I saw him, I was just like, "You're not a monster."
It's
not
the
at
money
all."
dopant.
I miss him. He was
Right?
fun.
Yeah. And then, just as the gentleman is being taken away, smash through the glass, in comes the Lupin team.
Yep.
Just immediate gunfight breaks out. And then we meet the mooks, which are apparently called the podamen, which is from the Japanese word tepodamen, which is a word for bullet.
Oh. And that's why they have guns.
Really cool guns. That kind of remind me of Mega Man ZX.
Or like
You were-
plasma rifles from Halo.
You were saying that you thought the guns were cool and that you hope that they'll come out with a toy of the gun.
Right?
Probably not.
If I doubt it, but if they do, I would buy it.
They
Toei,
remi-
I know you're listening.
They remind me of a gun from something, but I, for the life of me, can't remember what
Kind
it
of looks
is.
like Star-Lord's blaster.
A little
I
bit.
think that's what it is!
Yeah.
What I was saying is they also remind me of Mega Man FX's Busters. The Buster Knuckles. People who know the ZX games will know what I'm talking about.
I think Gar is right. I think it was Garlord. I
Garlord.
think it was.
Oh my god, Garlord! Gar, you need to get Star-Lord's mask and be like, I'm Garlord.
You come to me on
Just
the
paint
4th
the eyes yellow.
anniversary of Castranger, and you ask us to do a
That's the
request
guard
review.
father.
The
So,
Guard Father!
I'm just gonna say this straight
I'm
out right
sorry.
now.
That was really bad.
I don't like Lupin Red. Not at all.
I thought you were gonna say I don't like Gar, and I was just gonna be like, no, don't
No,
say
I love Gar.
Yeah, that's
Gar's one
terrible.
of my favorite
But
people ever.
Lupin Red, no, not quite.
No, I don't like Lupin Red.
Not a
He's-
good roommate.
Here's the thing. I will grant you that Kyrie is a smug little shit,
Yeah, he's an obnoxious little brat.
but he's the leader of the fucking Phantom Thieves. He damn well better be a smug little shit. I love it.
Okay,
The
that's
Joker
fair.
in Persona
I like
5
his
was
hair.
a smug little shit.
That's because the Joker in P5 is a blank, silent protagonist self-insert character.
That's true. I mean, you can make him an obnoxious little brat.
I
if you-
guess we'll know in the anime.
Right? That's soon.
Yeah.
They also announced like some weird companion app I haven't looked into yet.
Is it a chat? It should be. A chat.
I don't know. There is like a fan-made messaging app that replaces your normal messaging app, and it looks like the chats from the game. But last time I checked, it doesn't support picture messaging. That's why I don't use it. But if they do, I'll fucking use that. Persona 5's messaging app on your phone? Hell yeah.
And then what's awesome is like we get like them like transform, but like in smoke, or whatever, like that, and then we
Yeah.
just get this really like kind of like just hyped up, just like.
Yeah. And one thing I noticed that I'm looking forward to getting some more explanation on is several times they refer to themselves as those Phantom Thieves that everyone's talking about. Those Phantom Thieves that are shaking up a storm. And I'm like, are you really though? We kind of haven't seen anything to corroborate that yet, but I'll let you have that for now.
I mean, they're famous enough to get like iPhone videos and like blog posts about them.
Yeah, that
Like, I just love that there was one person who had like a video, like a catch footage video on their phone of just like them escaping from the casino.
yeah,
It was
like
really
and that
funny.
was after the fact. But
Yeah.
I guess they've been doing this for a while.
So then like while like they get introduced, which was like an awesome kind of entrance to the Lupin Rangers, like just like, you know, transform, like, you know, you just see like Lupin Blue just casually like sitting like on a chair, just like
Yeah,
being like all cool and stuff. And
like,
just all
like,
three
he,
of them
like he
look
just
cool.
ordered a drink and he wants it to go.
Yeah, and then just like during like their fight or whatever like that, the we cut to the Paddle Rangers, which they...
Well, before we cut to them, there's a few things I wanted to mention.
Of course.
While the casino is being shot up, I noticed that there was particular attention paid to one woman who was in like a white and pink dress who sort of ran out. So I'm kind of keeping my eye out for her, wondering if she's going to be a character later.
Well, maybe.
And also, we see the method with which the Lupin Rangers extract what we find out later are the Lupin collection items from the safes that the monsters have, by way of placing their dial fighters on the safe, and they hack it open!
Yeah,
just,
oh, that's cool!
you
No,
don't
it's
even need
fucking...
to turn it. It just does it on its own.
It just like has a program to auto-detect.
It's fucking badass, and I love that. I'm like, oh. So, but yeah, so we cut to the Paddle Rangers, but like they're not the Paddle Rangers, they're just regular like global police.
The GSPO.
Yeah, so like the global police.
Which is funny because during one scene where they're like standing there at their car with the door open, it's like angled perfectly, so instead of GSPO it says go.
And I like that, what's the green one's name again?
Sakuya.
Sakuya. He, like, which we find out later, he's apparently like the new recruit.
Yeah.
Like the green...
No, this.
Oh, he's the new guy and he's green.
Yep.
Because
that's exactly
another term for new is green.
Also, he's here, so we have a reason to throw exposition at the screen.
Because you're green. Wait, what? No, not green like me.
So, like...
What's that from?
I'm actually...
DBZ Abridged.
I'm actually
Sorry.
kind of disappointed that, like, the Paddle Rangers, like, they all drive in, like, one singular vehicle. I kind of wish, like, one of them had, like, a bike or something like that.
This isn't the 70s or 80s.
Or SPD.
Here's the thing.
So I liked.
We know that there's going to be many gimmick figures and vehicles over the course of the series, so maybe when they get more trigger machines, they'll have separate vehicles.
Yeah. So, like, they're on their way, and you can see, like, Keiichiro is just, like, kind of, like, checking his watch, and he's just like, I don't fucking time for this shit. Fucking hate these stupid thieves. And then, like, they finally get on the scene or whatever like that, and, like, they destroy the Gangler or whatever like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. The sub I was watching spelled it as Gangler with an A, whereas the scans we were reading before, they were translated as Ganglers with an E.
So
now
it's
I'm not...
Gangler versus Ganglar?
Kinda. So
I'm just gonna say
now we have sort of
Gangler.
a Bug-Star situation going on again.
I'm just gonna call them Ganglers.
Zooger.
I mean, technically, we're pronouncing them exactly the same way, whether it is or not. But
yeah.
You know me, I'm a stickler for spelling.
Hey, it's like how we've been spelling the word Fangire wrong for the last 10 years.
You mean how it's supposed to be IRE?
Well, according to the Blu-ray, we've been just...
Is it AIA or IRE?
I can't remember.
It's one or the other.
Fangaya.
I thought it was GIRE because Geyer is a glass-related word.
Like, I think that's it. It was like Fangaya, so Fangire.
Yeah, because Geyer is like a glass term, I think, of some sort. I don't know.
So like so the Paddle Rangers show up, but then like they get like blasted away from like them finishing off the Gangler, and then they're Keiichiro's just like, "You're under arrest!" And the Lupin Rangers are like, "Ah, not this time, fuckers!" And like, launches his dial fighter.
And yeah, that's how we find out how they summon their machines.
And yeah, you listen closely, and it actually is like the air horn. You hear like, and I'm just like, that's awesome.
And they fucking latch onto it and fly out. So long, suckers!
Yeah, so that actually confused me because Shuki confirmed in his review of. It's also called the VS Changer, not the Versus Changer.
Because V for the Lupin Rangers emblem and S for the Patrangers emblem.
Yeah.
And they say in the episode, VS Changer!
Yeah. So apparently I thought that was just like the Keisatsu attack, but no, that's actually summoning their
swords. Which is
swords.
something I never thought about, but it makes sense in retrospect.
Yeah, and so the good striker is how they do like their final attacks or whatever like that apparently.
I guess. Yeah.
And then I just love that just like they escape and just like Keiichiro just like catches like the calling card and then he just goes like, "Oh no, Lupin Ranger!" and just gets so pissed off.
And thus we have the second coming of Narutaki.
And just, I have to say, out of all of them, like, right now, my favorite is honestly Keiichiro, because I love how just over-the-top serious cop he is.
I feel
it's fantastic!
I feel like he's going to have a lot of funny moments. He absolutely is the second coming of Genpachi.
Because I thought of it this way. I loved Genpachi from Drive. He was one of my favorite characters, like, overall in Drive. I'm gonna love this character just as much as him. Cause like I just love it, and then like so we cut to like later, whatever. Like you just see like Kyrie's like sitting at a diner with like a table.
By the way,
drink.
we should point that out. His name is Kyrie.
Yeah, I
When you walk away.
I want you still do your
simple and clean. The way you make me.
You won't steal Kyrie's heart.
You won't steal Kyrie's heart. So like he gets a drink.
I'm
and he
sorry to anyone named Kyrie.
Kyrie is the girl from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's always kind of funny when it's a Japanese name that's gender neutral.
So
Which I didn't even know.
He overhears a bunch of girls talking about how cool like the Lupin Rangers are, and then he's just like, hey, I'm super fucking cool, and I'm like, hey, fuck you,
I like
piece
it.
of shit.
I'm enjoying it.
So then what happens is like he's like, oh yeah, I heard those like global police, like they fucking suck or whatever like that. And you just see Keiichiro just sitting on a bench with a newspaper. He just puts it down, just like motherfuckers.
All he's missing is steam lines above his head.
This bothers me. Did Kyrie recognize him?
I don't think so.
Because nobody saw him there.
Oh, actually, yeah. Then yeah, he would have.
Yeah, so he's just like taunting him. And he's just like, adieu, and just like walks away and like, or like no, because he's like about to throw away his newspaper. And he's like, you're gonna miss it if you toss it from that far.
Miss it. You're gonna miss
and
it.
So he does. But what I caught on, which I like, is that he misses, but Keiichiro goes up, walks by the trash can, picks it up, throws it in the trash can because it's illegal to litter.
Correct.
So he has to abide by the law.
That'd be
he's a cop.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah!
He always plays by the rules.
Always plays by the
I
rules.
just think it's
No, put the pillow back! Totally will hear us!
I just think it's hilarious
that one.
to see Keiichiro like in a fucking old ass trench coat.
He's Genpachi! Like, my god!
I want him to always be wearing that trench coat.
Some guy actually on Twitter said if we don't get to mention that like he has like has a cousin or something who's like part of like a Tokujo branch or something somewhere else, I'm gonna be so mad.
No, you know what we need? We need Lupin Ranger and Patranger versus Drive and Lupin.
Don't even joke. Oh!
Or Duck
I
Ranger.
think the VS Changer, like for the Lupin Ranger side, is voiced by the same guy who did the Lupin Gunner. It sounds like the same fucking guy.
For a second,
I'd have to look that up.
Say that the shift cars can be slide in.
But they don't do anything.
It'd be funny if it was, because you know eventually that Lupin is going to show up himself, and then just like his own machine, Lupin.
No, it's just like I got my own.
Ultimate.
I got my own special power.
Oh my god, that would be amazing!
Lupin.
I stole this from some robot pretending to be me.
What is it today in robots?
I would love Kamen Rider Lupin to be in this fucking show.
Right?
That'd be awesome. So then, so Kyrie gets, like, summoned by his butler.
Kogure.
Lupin's and descendants' butler.
Yeah, who's, like, hired them
to collect the Lupin
butler
collection.
who is totally not either a villain or has some secret weird identity we
Right?
don't know yet.
He's being all weird and dodgy with questions
Like
and
I
such.
said, if it's fucking DN, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
So, yeah, apparently Kogure is working for a descendant of the actual Arsene Lupin, who is working to recover the stolen magical items from the Lupin collection.
We get a flashback of seeing Arsene Lupin, like the interpretation of him in this series, and God, he's got the most like conniving mustache
I love
ever.
it.
He's
I
like,
love it.
He's got a monocle and shit, and I'm like, hey.
That's the perfect kind of classy.
Yep.
Sorry.
Monocle and a mustache, of course. And a
You
top
I
hat.
don't say. I do say.
It would be
I
amazing.
don't know, like I'm the kind of person who had a crush on Dick Dastardly when I was a kid. So.
I like Dick Dastardly and Mutt.
Ooh.
I swear to God, you did.
Wacky Races.
Right.
I swear, I heard you say, I like dicks dastardly. As in, like, comma, dastardly.
No, Wacky Races, Dick Dastardly.
All I can
I
think
know.
of that is like a stage direction. Like, you know when at the end of a sentence it sometimes says, like, how you should say it?
Oh, yeah.
I like dicks. Dastardly.
Just Lane, bracket, dastardly.
Disappointed!
Disappointed!
What I was gonna say is, if it's not Kaitou, I want the descendant of Lupin to look exactly like Joker from Persona 5.
Okay, so I'll let you explain like what the Lupin Rangers do as like a cover. For
So
themselves.
they run a cafe, which is it's called I have the name written down.
Some
Hold on.
French thing.
Bistro Jureur, which is a French word that I didn't bother looking up later or earlier.
I will.
But I noticed that this cafe looks a lot like the one from Kabuto. I don't know if it is, but it looks a lot like it.
We were discussing
Probably
before,
is.
like the bases that various
Yeah.
Sentai Riders have.
So yeah, we see that they're working this restaurant as their day job / cover, and then Kairi just walks in and kicks everyone out.
Apparently, it's the French word for swear.
What?
So bistro swear.
That can't be right.
Yeah, there's probably
Google
some...
Translating's never wrong.
Well,
Words can mean more than one thing.
So it's called pub swear.
I don't think that's
Swear
it.
pub.
There's probably a hyphen somewhere.
Like,
in the name.
are you sure they don't mean swear, like as in like swearing on something, not like cursing?
Fuck!
Like,
Bistro, fuck!
Yeah, bistro fuck!
no, never call it that.
So, yeah, Lupin Yellow's the server, and then Lupin Blue is the cook.
Yeah. And then we cut to the
You shall not
the GSPO. Our bright-eyed Mr. Intern Sakuya buys coffee for the weathered veteran Tsukasa. And then we meet probably the coolest character in the show, motherfucking Commissioner Hilltop.
Oh, Commissioner Hilltop. And just, like, yeah, he looks kind of like Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon.
Which
like
is
Murtaugh.
absolutely what they're going
And
for!
I swear to God, we better get, at one point in this series, him just saying, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Right?
Or something close to that.
I've watched some videos about the actor who plays him, and he speaks perfect English, so there's no excuse not to.
Me feel English? That's implausible.
Impossible.
And then we get introduced to Jim Carter!
Oh, Jim
The robot's name is Jim Carter. Now, I don't know.
I like how you completely missed out on processing that when we talked about it during Extra.
I thought you were talking about the black guy, because that makes more sense that his name is Jim Carter.
Way to be
No.
racist, Lane.
No, but just...
No, it makes more sense as a
So,
name of a
not
human.
only is this a disaster of a design of a robot, not only is his name Jim Carter...
Which, is that like relation to the President Jimmy Carter?
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know, look it up!
All I know
Look
about
it up.
President Jimmy Carter is that a giant rabbit attacked him once.
Well, his arms kind of look rabbity, but
No, what?
before we even get to the arms, not only is this a disaster of a robot, not only is its name Jim Carter, but this is Jim Carter, the robot accountant for the GSPO.
And he does all the paperwork for them.
They fucking created a robot accountant! What the fuck?
And he's like way too fucking big, and he's way too fucking big. He should be smaller, and he has these weird like high heel boot thingies,
With
and
like
then,
weird jutting magnet
and
things
then
on his knees.
And then the worst part is he can actually spawn like human arms, and it fucking
Like, I was just, while I was watching the episode, I was just reacting to him being the robot accountant, and my brain was going, how the fuck can he be the robot accountant if he doesn't have, like, hands to type at a computer?
And then immediately after you said
the
that,
fucking hands pulled out, and I'm just like, ah! Kill it! Oh my god, kill it!
kill it.
It's terrifying!
no, don't say that.
Oh my
okay,
god!
I'm gonna straight up say this now.
I'm so glad the scans didn't spoil that!
So I'm gonna say this now. I will get used to him.
I
Obviously, I will.
It's worse than Wagon!
No. Hey, fuck you.
It's worse!
No, Wagon.
So much worse!
Wagon was a treat. She had handles in all the right places. But that's our joke we used to make with Wagon. Have you ever seen Wagon?
From
Yeah,
Tokyo Jer?
I know.
Yeah, that was the joke Shadowcaster made.
She
He was
did actually have handles.
in all the right places, and she was very sexualized.
She took selfies.
Didn't people make jokes later that Mettaton looked like her?
Yes!
And then she
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah." She used to go that.
Oh, is that where the EF comes
Yeah.
from? Well, I thought
Well,
it came from
it's from a lot of things.
I thought it came from every anime I ever
It
made.
is.
So I will get used to it. His voice is adorable. I'll say that. But just he's too big.
Wait.
He should be like, I would say bumper size from Goanger.
Right.
Make him like.
It looks like Bumper Digivolved.
Gar, what do you think of Jim Carter?
Gar's pulling up a reaction of some sort. Emily, what do you think of Jim Carter, the robot accountant?
I feel like I'm gonna get booze if I say...
We're not going to boo
it's
you if you
okay.
like him.
Yeah, if I say that I like mascot characters a lot.
I need to look up Jim Carter's
I'm
BA.
not gonna lie, I like Jim Carter, but at the same time, Jim Carter seems like some kind of weird fever dream.
Just why is he named Jim
Yeah,
Carter?
honestly, the
Such
whole
a
idea,
weird
the whole idea of like it sounds like something that's like I had this weird dream last night. There was this robot accountant called Jim Carter.
It sounds like a fever dream.
Exactly, like doesn't it sound like something you'd read on like one of those blogs of weird dreams?
And the funny part is, like, Hilltop just, like, says his name all nonchalant, like it's perfectly acceptable and there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Do you think it's less weird in Japan or more weird?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What was the clip you're gonna play, Gar?
Oh, it wasn't a clip. I think Jim Carter is just a reference to Mag, who was in Flashman.
What does that have to do with Jim Carter?
Is that he looks almost exactly the same?
No, I mean... Oh, you're talking about the fact that his design is a reference to that thing.
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't answer the question of why Jim Carter. Anyways, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I personally find the movie very terrifying. I know what you mean.
Jim Carter, the robot accountant, go!
Eh?
Gar's reaction, eh. My reaction,
I don't know what to say. It's just... It's a robot.
Oh,
Too many
okay,
robots
Emily,
this week.
Emily, you're gonna love this.
oh my god.
So Jim Carter is voiced by Ray Kumiya.
Rie Kumiya! I
Who's
forgot about
also-
that!
No.
no.
Aguri Madoka, Cure Ace, and Doki Doki Pretty Cure.
Yeah.
And Rise from Persona 4!
Oh, and Happy and Fairy Tale.
Yep.
Yep, and a lot of things.
Oh, Jim Carter is named after the British actor of the same name who played Detective Victor Getz in the 2009 adaptation of the children's book The Thief Lord, and he was Cogman in Transformers The Last Night, who is also a robot.
Oh.
So it's a reference to a British actor named Jim Carter, who played a detective in a movie, and also a reference to Cogman from Transformers, who he also voiced.
Fucking shoot me in the head now.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Here you go, Gar.
Wait, what?
So, Jim Carter is based off a British actor who was named Jim Carter, who's the voice of Cogman in Transformers The Last Night.
Jim Carter, that name rings a bell.
Cogman from Last Night.
No. Besides from that, Jim...
For some reason now I'm just picturing Dr. Maki from O's. Jim Carter! Bully! Bully!
What the fuck?
Let's move on, because I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I'm sorry. So I love that, like, Keiichiro or whatever, like, that comes in and he's just like, Sakya, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, Keiichiro senpai, I'm sorry. And then he, like, goes on.
It's because Sakya was like, well, I mean, the Lupin Rangers are fighting the monsters, so aren't they good guys?
He's like, no, we have to, it's also our duty, blah, 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 and he, like, kind of gets him up against the desk, and, like, Commissioner Hilltop's, like, trying to work on, like, his little bonsai tree that he has, and he's just like, hey, calm the fuck down, and then, like, Tsukasa just comes in and
Feeds
just, like,
him?
feeds him like a fruit bar, and he's like, delicious!
It's very easy to see that Keiichiro's entire deal is he's just jealous of the Lupin Rangers because they're trained to do this, and the Lupin Rangers just swooping in with the kill
No,
steal.
and I love that. I
love it.
I love it because, like, he's my favorite character so far, like, hands down.
And
So-
then we go into another dimension to what, until we get a name, I'm going to call the Gangler Mansion. And oh my god, the villains are gorgeous.
I know it's beautiful. It's like the whole mafia feast we got going with the chicken in there. And why did I say
Oh,
that?
you mean the reuse of, monster suits?
I mean, that's fine.
Were there any that were
They
reused?
Yeah.
could be
Yes.
other members of a species that we've seen before.
Alright, go ahead.
Well-
Monster Facts with Gar!
One of the Kaijins in a part of the mob, or a part of the Ganglers, was the reused suit for Dami Doll from the Zoodra film. They didn't use his head, but they kept his body.
May I say? Wow, that actually is him.
And then there was one more. Sadly, he
Lord of the Glugons.
he doesn't have a post, but he was a Kuronen from the Gavan Deca Ranger crossover.
Okay.
It's just his head was repainted and was given to a different suit, and then his body armor was given to someone else.
All right. So we meet our 3 people in charge. First off, Dogranio Yabun, who is just as short as I was hoping for, considering we knew he was played by Koguma Sky, who's a suit actor.
Badass.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Can you please stop using that word?
Why?
You've lost it.
Anyways,
Why has it lost the meaning?
It is lost.
That's my personal word for
you're
what I
saying
like to think.
everything is badass, so it's like
it's my word I use.
It kind of loses meaning.
Okay, he's cool.
That is Lane's word.
He's cool. He's
So
a really cool villain.
He's got a cloak made of chains. He's got a fucking skeleton nose face. He's got a sick ass hat.
His voice is fucking cool.
How could they have a boss in a 70s police thief show without an awesome hat?
Right? And to top it off, motherfucking golden safe right in the chest. Truly the king of this mafia. I love it. And we find out that it is his 999th birthday.
And so the overall goal of him is, hey guys, any one of you takes over the Earth, you get to be the new Dawn.
Which is a really interestingly different motive for an evil monster team to have. Because, like, they seem largely unconcerned with the fact that they've stolen the Lupin collection. They just, like, have them. And they're not even, like, trying... Like, until he says it, they weren't really doing much. They weren't, like, actively trying to conquer Earth or anything. They were just hanging out in their mansion partying. It's not until he says... You united the Ganglers 500 years ago, and I'm sick of all your fucking faces. So, I want to retire, and whoever conquers the human world gets to take over.
Yeah.
So, it makes me think, like, if that was when he declared a reason for them to have taken over Earth, what was the motivation to A, steal the Lupin collection, or B, have any sort of presence on Earth before that moment? I feel like we'll get an explanation for that probably soon, but until then, these are questions that haven't been answered.
Well, it's cool that, like, we find out that, like, apparently we can speculate that each piece of the Lupin collection does something, like, interesting.
They're each a magical item that does a thing, and I'm so looking forward to seeing what all the Sentai previous items do. Because, like, we're going to see, like, the Morphin Brace and, like, the fucking Gorilla Truck from Go Busters, and they're each going to do a magical thing. I'm excited for those. I wonder if they're going to release the toys of them.
God, I hope not.
And you know that there's going to be a fan out there who will collect all of those items together and just like, hey guys, look, I got the Lupin collection.
Yeah, has anyone done that yet? Cause,
well, I mean, some of them are toys that don't exist, like the dice from this episode.
Well, then I have one piece of the Lupin collection. I have the fucking Morphin Brace, so go me.
And then we meet the 2 generals, Gauche Lemedu, which is the blue squid face thing, and Jesus Christ, it's hideous up close.
I thought you were just gonna say Gushlamadu, which is the squid thing, and Jesus Christ.
Squid Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, like it's supposed to be like the femme fatale, the like sexy female, but you get anywhere close to its face, and no, thank you. I hope we get a like.
It's too poofy.
Like, the rest of the outfit is fine, but just the face is just... It's just tentacles with a mouth!
Yeah.
Not into it!
And then there's Destro.
Destra Maggio, the literal walking grenade.
And he's very...
intimidating.
Very bodyguardish. Like,
yeah.
He's very, like... She comes up to him, like, tries to go up to Don Yabun or whatever like that, and he's just like, no, fuck off.
I am looking forward to seeing him fight, because you know it's going to be awesome.
Hope he launches his grenade hands at her.
Right?
At them.
He's Monster Bakugo!
There you go.
There's actually a chronological timeline in the Super Sentai history.
Of course there is.
No, it's just... It's like, I made your
500 years ago I did this. 10,000 years ago I was ruler.
It's like 15, 18... What's so special about 15, 18? I couldn't find anything, sadly.
The Ganglers were united in another dimension.
Oh. Well, better add that to the Wikipedia page of the year 1518.
Put that on the wiki. So, Kogure gives the Lupin Rangers their next target, which is a jewel thief named Garato Nago. Haha, Nago.
Hey, he goes by the name of Nago.
Nago Keisuke.
Oh no.
So they get all dressed up in their fancy color coordinated tuxes and suits.
But first they gotta kick everyone up.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, but yeah.
And like Lupin Yellow's just like immediately just like, I didn't hear about a special reservation, and
Yeah.
Kyrie's just like, you fucking idiot. Dumb shit.
And Toma's like handing all the customers goodies as they
fat
leave.
guy who has like 5,000.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you have to learn?
Mr. Creosote
Can I
there.
take this to go?
By the way, I'm not making fun of him for being fat. I'm making fun of the fact they decided to put a stereotypical fat dude in that scene for no
I
apparent
hope we see him
reason.
again. I hope he's just like the recurring customer.
Yeah, I know.
He'll be one of the next targets.
Actually, him as a victim of the week would be interesting.
Yeah.
He's the new Ranger.
That would be awesome.
So we find
I'd be
out.
okay
so
with
we find
that.
out
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So we
Oh,
find
he's
out
like a secret spy who has an unassuming appearance or something.
So we find out like their target's like a gangler who disguises himself as like a human, of course, because I guess that's what they do, and they like how they like go into their gangler forms from humans, like they like just like rip the skin off of them.
Yeah,
and
they
just-
like stretch like a bad Photoshop effect and then just like peel out.
That was genuinely freaky. Like,
It was.
When we were watching it, was it me? I forget if it was me. Someone said it would be super freaky if you saw that in real life.
Yeah.
That
like,
would be
much like somehow it would be freakier than if it was like gory and realistic.
Yeah.
Just have that like terrible special effects in real life would be the scariest.
So
thing.
he stole a lighter and it like has like
The Lupin lighter,
like,
I guess.
really good fire abilities, and then like the first one we see them steal back was this like cube which
It was a dice.
which they put into this
Let's-
book that I guess goes to the Lupin collection.
To return the Lupin collection items involves putting it into this like magic book, which also has one of the dials on it that's on the dial fighters.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously what this is leading into is eventually they're going to collect all the Lupin collection and something's going to happen with the book. Probably actual Lupin will show up. That's my guess.
I hope so. That'd be cool.
It's funny, it's like, wait, a lighter by Arsène Lupin? What was it used by? His best friend Jigen?
Oh yeah, I imagine people who watch the Lupin anime will have plenty to enjoy about this series. Which is not me, but Raven would if he were here with us.
Raven Paul.
Maybe Fleet's good.
Yeah, God.
Um,
So as they're stealthing through this facility, whatever you want to call it, Toma does something cool. He senses the lasers and just like throws some dust.
and they do like
There's
unnecessary.
of course an unnecessary flipping
Yeah,
over.
unnecessary
right?
flipping, stunt work, and I gotta say, out of the Lupin Rangers, like Lupin Yellow's probably my favorite because I just like how like kind of cutesy she is, and she's like woo, like when Toma discovers like the lasers, and I'm just like, oh, that's cute.
I like. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This is gonna sound weird, and I don't intend it as an insult. I intend it as the exact opposite. I kind of love how cliche Lupin Pato is so far.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's cliche in the best way.
It's lovingly trope filled.
Yeah, like it's like everything you want from like a corny
Cops versus
versus
Phantom
versus
Thieves.
robbers
Full on green. I love it.
show, and
Yeah.
it's great with the cheesy music and the
want
cheesy
that to be
camera and the cheesy intros, and it's awesome. When you watch Sentai, you want it to be that kind of.
Right?
It's fun to watch, and you care about the characters. You want to see what happens.
So, obviously, I'm going to be liking Lupin Blue the best, but I feel like out of everyone, and I mean in both teams, I feel like he was the least developed. Because
he's kind of just like, ooh, like that's our rule.
Like all he really did was cook the food, spot the lasers.
He's the mature one of the three.
Yeah, but I feel
he's like
this-
Ryuji in Go Busters. Like Blue Buster was
Yeah.
always like the senpai of the group.
I'm looking forward to seeing more development from him. Definitely my favorite suit-wise, but we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
So they get through, and of course, as they're crawling through the vents like proper Phantom Thieves, Umika spots a spider and shrieks. They cover her mouth, and here's where most anime and shows would be like, oh, we stopped her in time, so the monster didn't detect us. Not the case here! Surprising!
And then they just shoot the heck out of the vent.
Mr. Sharkface actually heard them, and they shoot them out of the vent.
I don't understand.
What?
Like, why is she afraid of the spider?
Because
Because
people are afraid of
spiders are
spiders. That's a
scary.
normal
It's
thing to be afraid of.
It's a stereotypical thing that like girls are afraid of bugs and arachnids.
But she fights
It
monsters.
doesn't matter. The little
Somehow, when something
Monsters
small
that are
and
human
scary-
sized can't crawl up your nose.
Gar.
Yeah.
If I see a housefly flying around in my room, I will not go to fucking sleep until it is dead.
Right?
I hate bugs. because you're scared of smaller things smaller than you.
Why do you think that? Why do you think the Colossus are always trying to smash you in Shadow of the Colossus?
Because
they're like, oh, it's a bug.
Sorry, but I kind of love the idea of them just being like, hey, a bug, ah, the Colossus translation. Ah, tiny, get it off me.
Yeah. So like they try fighting the guy, and then like he does like pulls a thing where he like grabs like two, like pincers out of his back, and then he grabs.
He just like grows 2 extra arms,
and he's just like, haha, you try me, I'll fucking kill them. And he's like, oh, okay, like, oh, I guess.
Lol, shoots the ceiling down.
Yeah.
Let me do that for you.
And then like shoots rubble on them, but then obviously Lupin Blue and Yellow are fine, and they're like, haha, we made a rule that we don't save each other. They're like, we don't help each other.
The rule was sacrifice who we need to get the job done, basically. Yeah. Which is different, I will admit. It's sort of a downplay of the teamwork, but I guess that's what the Patrangers are here for.
And we see like a flashback of them making a promise to each other, and then Kyrie's just like, oh, this isn't a game. We put our lives on the line every single time we fight. And I'm just like, whoa.
And I feel like episode 2 or 3 will probably get more information on what exactly the promise is and what their goals are, since they're being hired to do what they do.
Yeah, that the mysterious butlers probably.
Yeah.
So then, like, quickly coming back to the global police, whatever, like that, like, Jim Carter gets, like, his handlebar sirens go off, and it's like, oh, Gangler detected! And then, like, the Power Ranger's like, alright, let's go! And then Hilltop stops him, and he's like, oh, no,
our new toys are in!
New toys are in!
Literally!
Like, and then they cut back to the Lupin Rangers, because it's like, oh, we're not supposed to know what they are. So...
And thus, we get the Lupin Ranger Henshin. Oh, it's so good.
I will say it was very impressive.
It's so good.
Yeah, that was with the wanted poster.
It like shoots out a calling card, which then explodes into their emblem, and then the emblem like beams onto them, and their capes like flourish up, and then they smirk and look up into the like holographic hats, which become their helmets.
Oh yeah, the smirk.
Yeah, I love.
Oh, it's so good. I love all of it.
And I like it. There's like their roll call is simple, just Lupin Red, Lupin Blue.
And I swear to God, I didn't even notice that the little colored strips on their like collars actually were bow ties. Yeah. I just thought it was just a weird shaping of the suit, but you actually see the bow ties like form on their suits. It's such a nice touch.
Good job, Bear. And yeah, and like the roll call ends like them like on church
towers,
like a cityscape.
I love that shot of them on the buildings. It's so nice. That's such good wallpaper.
It was very impressive.
Oh, just like the way the buildings are like moving, as if there's like a camera like flying around them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good.
And just
I don't think this overtakes Tokuger as my favorite roll call, but it's pretty fucking good.
And so they proceed to fight the Gangler, and like they get some pretty neat camera shots. Like,
there's
it's really
some
impressive.
Very creative camera work going on
here.
A bit
too much for
this is the episode they're trying
showy, right?
They're selling the show with this episode.
It's hype syndrome.
Oh, it's not even just first person shots. They have a camera that literally runs around them several times with like no other crew in sight unless the entire crew is just circling around.
That I can understand would like make you kind of go like.
If you're not, I feel like some people might have like experienced some motion sickness from it. Maybe.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But like, they do so many good shots that like rotate around them and like flip above and like spin around, and even a shot where the monster like rolls over the camera and then rolls back at it. It's all so nice, and I hope, despite your motion sickness, I hope we have lots more of that kind of camera work because I'm excited.
So then, like, they're about to go defeat it, but then the Power Rangers show up, and they're just, like, I loved that they were just, like, immediately just, like, not fucking around or anything, and they're just like, alright, you're under arrest, the Gangler, we're gonna take it down, and it's like...
Check under your chairs, you're all under arrest!
And then, like, they have VS Changers, and their Lupin Rangers like, what the fuck, how did they get that?
And they mentioned that the VS Changers are actually part of the Lupin collection.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because there's 6 of them?
I guess so.
Why would there need to be 6 of them?
Well, because I like to think that they're both.
Well, let's see here. We have Lupin, we got Jigen, we got Goemon, we got the hot chick, we got Zenigata.
The hot chick?
I can't remember her name.
You.
Yeah.
No, the woman
Lupin,
from Lupin.
You, the one with the hot
It's like
mom.
it starts with an F, I think.
There's a detective who's obsessed with fucking.
I don't watch the show,
so there's
Yeah,
only
Zen got it.
there's only 5 characters. Damn it.
So then just the Power Rangers just immediately go to transform and like okay, so I'm assuming yes, this was more like Lupin Ranger focused episode. I understand. Like I'm also kind of afraid that they're going to be the more focused team and Power Rangers are just kind of like the underdogs.
Well, their name does come first.
Yeah, it does.
Top
But
billing.
if we do get a Power Ranger proper transformation sequence, I'll be very happy, but I was satisfied with the transformation in episode 1 because it was just very quick, to the point. We're not fucking around. We just need to get right to work because we're cops.
I do like that, like, when their emblem explodes,
it's like a badge.
it's a badge, like, opening up as juxtaposition to the Lupin Ranger's calling card.
And then I just love at the end, it just goes, Pato Ranger. And, like, I love that. And, actually, Shuki made a good point in the review of the VS Changer where the VS Changers look better when the trigger machines are on, like, underneath the gun.
Yeah, I actually really like that gimmick of the trigger machines being the trigger of the gun.
Yeah.
And that's why I am going to buy some trigger machines, despite not liking the Pata Rangers in general.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, even seeing them in action, I'm still not a fan of the Pata Ranger suits. They still look like football players.
They're growing on me. But, I just like, it's like, Patron Ichigo, Patron Ego, Patron Sago, and then they just, like, salute, and then just immediately are like...
Sentai, run, show.
And then they're just like, Google 5! And they're just immediately they're about to go to work, and then the episode ends.
Okay, let's get to it.
And I don't know if this is gonna be a regular thing, or if it was just for episode 1, but there was no ending!
I think there'll be an ending. This is just episode 1 because they put so much work into it.
Some
This
people,
is the first time in Sentai history where it didn't end with an ending.
and some people are worried because the album for the Lupin Ranger Pata Ranger opening that was announced
Didn't have an end song.
also doesn't have an ending on it, so people are genuinely worried that the series might not have an ending. I think that is way too drastic of a change.
I think I know why.
Are they gonna add it halfway through?
No, I think due to the controversy of the Kutama dancing at first,
Oh, that can't be it!
that might be a thing.
Well, then don't make them do dance moves that involve humping.
The show's been going on for over 40 years. It can't do that.
Jesus.
That could be a thing.
Okay, so now to the deciding factor of this. Who is everyone for in the Sentai? So are you a Lupin Ranger, more for the Lupin Rangers, or are you more for the Pato Rangers? Chat, that includes you as well. So who are you excited for the most?
I think one of our users has like a poll going.
Okay. Me personally, Pato Rangers, hands down. I'm not saying that the Lupin Rangers are bad. They were very impressive. They were very cool. I like cops more. I'm not big into thieves.
Yeah,
Which is weird because you've been on, like, when we've been talking off, you've been really into villains lately.
Yes, but thieves are kind of different. They're more kind of not
Thieves
evil.
thieves are a matter of perspective.
They steal for their own personal gain and maybe even for others.
Sure.
Ichi,
Not for evil.
If you think of it this way, he does like the Empire, like a giant organization in space. It's more organized.
Okay, so what you're into is institution and organization.
And
and I can understand that.
So I like the cop side more of things. So I'm totally hands down, like fully on the Power Ranger side. Keicho Patron Ichigo is so far my favorite. I love him. I love how over the top he is. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. So I'm on the Power Ranger side.
I am obviously on the Lupin Ranger side, not only just because blue is my color and the suits are gorgeous, but I'm excited to learn more about the personalities of the Lupin Rangers. And my favorite thing about them is they're the side that does not have Jim Carter, the robot accountant.
That sounds like a 1980s Saturday morning cartoon.
Hey kids, it's time for Jim Carter, the robot accountant!
It sounds like a really bad 80s
Right?
cartoon.
No, it's like Jim Carter, robot secretary.
Now it sounds like a 90s cartoon.
Go Jim Carter!
Hey,
Go
by Hasbro.
From Milton Bradley.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like one of those like Mr. Bucket games.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Mr. Bucket.
Both ties are cool.
Emily, Gar, which team do you play
No
for?
comment.
Really?
No comment.
Really?
It's the first episode. I can't make a decision.
Okay,
This is not like a final thing necessarily.
When can you make a decision?
Probably, I don't know, when we have like a good 10 episodes.
That's
Alright, fair enough.
That's a little far. But
No, you got.
I'll expect that decision in trip.
Sentai is a more serious thing with Garsh. He needs more to fully make a decision. I understand.
I'll grant you that extension, but I expect your answer in triplicate on my desk in the morning 10 weeks from now.
Collated for
that it can't really, that in this episode doesn't really help when it focuses more on one team over the other.
You know what? I'll agree with you on that. One episode for two Sentai is a little skewed.
It would be a biased thing if I said, "Oh, I like Lupin Ranger." It's because I've seen more Lupin.
Well, I mean, I didn't stop Mr. Pink over here.
Well, again, he's into Empire.
It's because he's lame.
New guy.
I'll do my best.
Oh, Star Wars nerd. Oh, I'm the nerd. Look at you two whipping out your two preciouses.
Here's your pocket protector, nerd.
It's on your shirt. Emily, which team do you play for?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
no.
Jim Carter.
No.
I'm on Team Jim Carter.
No, I'm not. I mean,
Oh my God,
I'm
I
not.
want Jim.
Technically, I am
I want
because
Jim Carter and Pega do a crossover.
Oh.
technically I am on Team Jim Carter because I'm definitely with Battle Ranger. I like.
I seal my seat.
Yeah, high five.
Okay. If you go with, even though I know that they're gonna eventually, and I really hope they eventually like meet and mold into one team, and
Probably.
they don't just chase each other.
And then they fuse together.
Because
Oh God.
obviously I support the law, and
I thought the
I
law
also
and
respect the law.
I am a law-abiding citizen.
and I don't, even though I know that the Lupin Rangers are not bad guys, and like they're still. I mean, I don't know. I think they're both cool, but if there was a thing where they actually had to say like you have to choose one side to fight on, it can only be one. I would choose Patranger.
There can only be one.
There can only be none.
I have a feeling that Patranger is not going to be as like people aren't going to like them as much as
Again,
though, because there's been multiple cop.
They're probably going to be the underdog.
There's been multiple cop Sentais already, and there's never been a Phantom Thief one.
Well, that's also a thing. For,
I feel like a lot of people would counter that argument with Go Kaiser. They're pirates.
Oh yeah, they're pirates. That's true.
yeah, but Gokaiser's just fucking awesome.
Plus, there's ninjas.
Ninjas
aren't
aren't
even close to thieves.
necessarily.
They're shadowy.
No, so they're the Phantoms, but they're not thieves, and then we have thieves, but not Phantoms, and now we
Right?
finally have Phantom Thieves. You know what? Speaking of Phantoms and Sentai, I think it would be really cool for a Sentai character to have the Phantom of the Opera style half mask.
I thought you were going to transition to the Precure movie.
No!
You're like, speaking of thieves, let's talk about the Precure movie.
No, actually, I promise that's not where. There's no thieves in it.
Speaking pretty cure.
Featured topic. So, our featured topic for the third week of Precurary is the Precure All Stars movie. Were there several All Stars movies?
There were several All Stars.
Okay, so it's like All Stars 3.
The Smash Mouth edition.
Somebody.
Hey now, you're an All Star. Get your cure on. Go save.
Yeah, you know, I just want to put All Star now to the first fight.
Oh jeez.
So the enemy in
Just,
this movie,
as they're all jumping around, it's like
the enemy in this movie is a giant gooey metal Tyrannomon wannabe named Fusion.
He honestly reminded me a bit of Feraligatr from Pokemon.
honestly.
If he were a metal slime.
Yeah. What if he was a steel type? Huh?
Sure.
Huh?
Sure.
Huh? Yes.
And then
Honestly, we get it.
and then the Justice League, the Precure League, shows up and saves the day.
Like, it was just like immediate, just like, oh, they're
They
all
were
standing
just
there.
there.
And like all the people are just like,
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I've heard that if we ask for a savior, they come whenever we need them. And I'm like, Super Justice, and I was like, Kamen Rider! Precure!
No wonder this show gets compared to Toku a lot. It absolutely has the same tropes.
It is the same tropes. Its only difference is it's animated and they're all female.
Yeah, because the writers are always like, oh, we'll always be there if you need us.
So basically, they just all show up on top of the Ferris wheel and then all fire their Keisatsu, and they cause what I like to call the pre-splosion.
Yep, and we have the Fusion actually did appear in previous All Stars films.
Oh yeah, so he's just like the movie villain.
Yeah, they just and then they sort of changed it up, but.
So it's like how Shocker is like usually the big.
It is actually a
crossover
lot like
villain.
that, yeah.
This is Gel Fusion, Neo Fusion, Space Fusion!
Like a Space Shocker, Die Shocker,
Nova Shocker.
Nova Shocker. How many Shockers are there?
It's a lot of Shockers.
The answer will shock you.
It's funny because...
Clickbait Shocker.
No, it's kind of odd because, you know, Gel Shocker was actually the last Shocker organization at the end of the series. And then they moved to Destron. But we can't use Destron because that's the name of the Decepticons in Japan. They're called the Destrons.
So we meet our unique protagonist of the movie, Ayumi, who is, I guess, moving to a new school. She's a transfer student.
New city.
Cute.
Yeah.
So, okay, quickly, Emily, just for speculation. So what two Precures, like main Precures, are the crossing over in this movie?
The two main ones are the most recent at the time that this came out, which was Smile, and the second most recent at the time that this came out, which is Sweet. Sweet is actually spelled sweet as in a musical suite.
Because they're music themed.
Yes, but there is a pun in the series because...
they're so sweet?
No, because Kanade wants to be a patissier.
Oh.
So
okay,
she makes cupcakes and stuff.
So food puns?
Yeah,
they have like musical notes on them and stuff.
Sometimes.
Ooh.
Cool.
And they usually eat them with spoons, which is how I found out that it actually is a lot easier to eat a cupcake with a spoon.
I did get introduced, as Emily showed us, I did get introduced to Cure Peace, and oh my god, is she the most fucking adorable Precure I've ever seen in my entire life!
She has a really large...
Yeah, I actually did like her a lot.
She's a huge Toku fan. She's like super shy, and she's apparently, I guess she's like the comic relief of the Precure team. So
she's shy and scared and cries a lot, and she's obsessed with drawing and has lightning powers.
But she's
just like you.
When they announced her, I was just like, oh dear God, this is kind of scary, because she's basically like me if I was actually appealing in any way, shape, or form.
She's so fucking adorable.
The funniest thing is like when she transforms, her hair just like explodes out.
When she attacks, she gets scared by her own attack and starts crying.
Oh, that's so.
But I actually did think that was the most interesting design out of all the Cures that the movie had.
Oh my god, I love Cure Peace.
I have a little doll of her because of that.
That's cute.
Hey,
Although I think it's funny that she's called Cure Peace, yet she attacks with very non-peaceful
And
lightning.
if you see in this picture here, she's actually giving the peace sign.
Yep, that's...
I should fucking hope so.
Apparently, according to my mom, is something I used to do all the time in photos because of Pokemon, so...
I mean, I give this really awkward thumbs up that my dad absolutely fucking hates me doing, so...
What's wrong with the awkward thumbs up?
I don't know, he just says don't do that.
I'm just going from what my parents have said.
Yeah.
Mom also says that she thinks Cure Custard is like me.
But yeah, chat, look at her! You can't say that's not fucking adorable! Like, come on!
Her name is Yayoi Kise.
She's innocent.
Her name is Yayoi, aka Cure You Violet.
It's like...
Wait, what year did this show happen?
2013, I think.
Yeah, I think it was 2013 because I remember it was right after Wreck-It Ralph came out.
When was Kyoryuger?
2013.
Ah!
But she would probably come first because Kyoryu Violet didn't show up until like the summer.
Oh yeah, maybe.
So they fight Fusion and they defeat it, but then like it spreads everywhere, and then there's one.
Like gets separated into hundreds of oozing like bubbly shards, and I immediately knew.
And there's one little tiny blob that's like survives, and like Ayuri finds it. Ayumi finds it, and then names her food.
And makes it her Digimon. This movie gave me a lot.
This movie took a really dark turn, man.
It did,
honestly,
and it's
like
great.
Especially with like the setting. This movie had a very powerful Digimon the movie feel to it for me.
You know, I didn't even really think that until you just said it now, but you're right. It did have
Right?
a very Digimon the movie feel.
It was very outdoorsy, like city by the lake. There was a Ferris wheel.
There was even a...
Everyone was almost killed by a viral infection.
There's a fight. There's a fight in like a box, like a warehouse crate area, which doesn't usually happen that often in the shows. There's sometimes in the unidentified random girders area, but
Yeah.
sorry.
And then we see like all of the mascots of the different Precures, which immediately changes the movie into Pikachu's Vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, if you remove all their audio and kept the music, it would feel like a Pikachu short.
No, not keep the music. You dub it over with Vitamin C's Vacation.
Vacation's where I wanna be. Fighting every day, it's time to celebrate.
Wait, did you say
After
fighting
me.
every day? That's not how the song... No,
Oh, was it?
mind.
Is that not how...
No.
We all need a holiday. It's time
Time
to
to
celebrate.
celebrate.
Oh.
Cause I need a break, I need a vacation.
I thought it was repeat
Do the
after
swim!
me. I thought it was repeat after me. I need a vacation.
Nope. I've listened to that song over like many hundreds of
I
times.
thought it was repeat after me and need a vacation.
Cause
I
I need
could've
a break, I
sworn.
need a vacation.
I'm looking at
No,
the
no,
lyrics.
that line is a thing, but like at a later version of the song.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Repeat after
so,
me, I
Emily,
need a vacation.
Wait, yes.
Which cure was it that like kept like bumping into people?
That was Happy.
Yeah, it was Cure Happy.
Yeah.
I noticed.
So I loved her
Not
because
usually that clumsy. They
she, like-
really played that
she
up.
like bumped into Ayumi like ass first, or
And then
whatever,
later
like
when
head
she
first
saw
into
her-
her butt.
I immediately remembered Kitty from that 70s show. I bumped into your butt and fell down.
No, it's so then so she like rams into her butt and then she like runs away and then they
Just
run.
the way you said that was
but
hilarious.
She like ran into her butt.
Just like she might as well have just like charged up her foot like a fucking bull and just
so
wham!
Ayumi gets scared and like runs the fuck off and then like they run into the other Precures.
There's a lot of people running into other people in
So
this
then
movie.
Pretty cures run into things or get things dropped on them.
That's
or...
just a thing for animu girls in general.
Yeah.
So then
Bumping into things?
she bumps into
No,
the leader.
this was a harem anime.
Wait, are there any Precures who have run out of the house late for school with toast in their mouth?
I'm trying to think if Toast has ever been involved. I know that there was at least one who did run out of school because they were late and it was
Of course.
Happy.
Yeah. Of course it was!
Of course.
And then she
And
runs
then
into
a fairy comes out of a book and hits her smack in the face.
and then
Nice.
she runs into the other cure Precure team leader, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm not like what the fuck's going on?" Starts chasing after both of them, and then Ayumi's just like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Like
Get the fuck away from me!
they're just chasing her to like apologize and sort out the misunderstanding, but she's like got
Cure
such
Happy's
fervor
trying,
about
no,
it.
Cure Happy's trying to run after her to apologize, but the other one's just like, "Hey, what the fuck's going on? I need to know what's
Oh
going
yeah,
on."
the more aggressive one, like Haruka or whatever. her
the
name
more
was.
adult-looking Cure.
Yeah,
You know what it's starting to remind me of?
Hmm?
When in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with the kid in the not crib, the thing that you push babies in.
A
Stroller?
The baby in the stroller going down the hill and everyone just starts chasing
Oh,
after it.
That was the episode where they introduced Rocky, Adam, and Aisha, wasn't it? Yeah.
Huh.
I remember.
Just Bulk Skull again, getting hot dogs. A child! Fuck this, and they start all going out.
But yeah, so this
Okay,
little
nobody catch up.
yellow mushroom-shaped slime becomes Ayumi's Digimon, and she names it Fu.
Because of heavy breathing.
Because the word for breathing is fu-fu.
And then we get to
And
see
not because it's clearly short for fusion.
and we get to see
Yeah, totally, not
Yeah.
that.
Wait, I thought fusion was Yugo.
Well, that's the Japanese word, but the name of the creature is the English word fusion.
Oh.
So it was kind of both.
So, and then we get to see like the other fairies, and oh my god, they're like
There's
the most
a
fucking
ferret.
adorable. I am mad though because super 100% lack of Master Coop. Hashtag more Coop, please.
If you want to see a cool scene with him, the second version of the Heartcatch Precure opening just straight up has him kicking a bunch of mooks' asses in the middle of it.
Fucking right! I gotta look that up.
Yeah,
I'll
that
mute
scene
it, but-
never happens in the show, by the way.
Okay.
He's just roaring like a freaking
Oh, yeah.
kaiju and like
Speaking of which-
batting them out.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I actually do like how the opening fight was synced up to the music, so it was like an opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
in a
cool.
movie.
Oh yeah, that was weird. I was like, is the opening going on, but they're like fighting and it's in the style of an opening? I'm like, that's weird, but cool.
Which is great because Lupin Ranger just did the same thing.
Openception.
Yeah.
Openception.
But I will say, out of all the fairies we did get introduced to, fucking Tart, the ferret, I loved him.
You mean the cousin of Kiroberos?
But like, he's so cute. And then like, there was this amazing scene where like, they're like having like snacks or something like that, and then just like, I guess a piece of fusion like ended up on Tart's tail, and it like eats something, and then it has like a toothpick in its mouth, like cleaning its teeth out.
That don't exist.
And then all the
Does the
fairies
slime
look
have-
over, and they're just like, it's fusion! And then, so they try to like hide it, and then it spins back around. Oh my god, it's still here! Ah! They're all like freaking out, to
Like,
losing their shit.
the funny part about that for me is I didn't know that wasn't part of his tail at first. So I'm like, does this like ferret have like a Mewtwo tail? What's going on?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
And then one of them teleports the fusion bit into a jar.
Mm-hmm.
And we're never seeing that again.
That's because fusion never achieved completion.
So I guess
That's why we never saw the full dinosaur form at the end.
So I guess fusion still lives
In a jar.
in a jar.
Unless it just like dissipated when the rest of it died.
That could be a possibility.
Or maybe they're set up for another All Stars movie.
Yeah, I feel like that feels like a setup to another movie.
You watched the fourth All Stars movie. Is there one already?
Yeah.
There
think
are there are several All Stars movies, and I forget what order they go in.
Do any of them after this one have fusion in it?
I don't think so.
I was gonna say just open up the next All Stars movie, just a shot of that jar.
Just the jar.
Yeah, and then we see more of the other Precures, and I forget which one it is, but one of them is like they're all on stage, and she just like turns around and does the Captain Ginyu pose.
Yeah, I was like, Ginyu wants his pose back, please.
Yeah, that's a problem when you don't know all the characters. It's like
Right?
It's like
It's really hard to keep track of who's who.
that one, the pink one.
That one's my favorite.
That one's my favorite.
It's just the pink one. Which pink one, Gar? Pink one.
That's like saying which bug-faced Kamen Rider.
Yep, this was the last appearance of Fusion as a main villain.
Okay.
Okay.
So far.
So far, so
for now.
So yeah, Ayumi's like out shopping with Fu, and then she sees this bracelet in a store, and then Fu like transforms into the bracelet. So we can add counterfeiting to your list of crimes.
And she's like, oh, it's so beautiful.
Woo! There's this one scene where like the fairies are eating, and then we see like what look like living gems that are just also eating corn. That was
those are the fairy tones.
That was jarring, but I liked them.
They are sort of the gimmick items for that season.
Right, like they were like I remember we saw them all transform later, and like I see
the
like
sweet
the gems like
Precure transformation is so good.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I like that.
I'm being dumb, but
no, it's fine.
it's so good. The music is so epic. The part where it just swells and goes da na na
Yeah.
da na na na, and they just all fly by the camera and their earrings come on. And, sorry.
So like as the rest of Fusion's ooze starts like assembling, one thing that I noticed is the character named Hibiki, the familiar that she has, Hami, is straight up a cat. So it's just Diana from Sailor Moon.
No, it's hilarious too. Like these Precures or whatever like that. Like I understand, like you know the newest team, whatever like that. Like they think that like they're the only Precures. And then they see like other fairies, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's a fucking cat! Talking cat and pin!" And like, you guys are really surprised by this.
There were 2 movies before this.
guys, we should all know each other.
Yeah.
Really, have none of us added each other on Facebook?
However,
On Curebook.
the All Stars movies may or may not take place in a completely separate continuity
That's
because,
gotta be it.
according to the first season and Splash Star, they are in different universes. Because there are things that suggest that Cure Black and White are fictional characters within the world of Splash Star.
They're basically touted as like legendary figures. It's basically Precure, Ichigo, and Nigo at this point.
So it's like how in the Ninja Turtles in Space crossover, the Power Rangers are just pretend,
comic books.
It's like, wait, but you guys live in the same universe.
Yeah, it's very confusing. Like I forget how blatant they were, but at the same time, they weren't really sure if there'd be any more.
Any franchise that gets this big tends to have its questionable canonity.
Or it's like how when they introduced Barry Allen's Flash in the Silver Age, you see him reading a Golden Age Flash comic.
What?
And then the multiverse happened.
So like the fusion slimes like evolve, like digivolve to the point where they're like slimy green snakes.
Slimer.
Yeah.
Slimer.
And then they get like creepy ass faces and shit. And I forget who it was, but we get this moment where they're like running away, and someone makes a comment like, I can't go any faster. And my immediate comment was, bullshit! You can transform!
Yeah.
Mobility is a thing the Precures do!
Hey, slow down! No, you speed up!
So then, like, Fu just, like, gets, like, really, like, terrifyingly powerful, and then, like, deletes, like, Amy's mom. And it's like, why did she just...
Yeah, like...
What happened to my mom? I deleted her because you wanted me to.
There was such blatant foreshadowing. Like, she's sitting there, like, after her mom runs in, turns off her fucking Wii after she's playing Wii Sports with this little mushroom thing.
No,
the Wii version of the Wii in this universe where they have magic wand Wii.
Right?
Oh, a Wii 360.
Yeah, she, like, stomps out and she's like, I hate my mom! I hate my school! I wish everyone would just go away! And we immediately clued in, oh, it's gonna fucking eat them!
And it did.
It doesn't matter.
And she's just like, oh, I'm gonna reset, blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
The music in the Wii game is an instrumental of the second Sweet ending.
That's
cool.
That's
I don't know why that matters, but I'm sorry.
So then, like, yeah, Fu becomes too powerful and just going like, you know what, fuck this, I'm just gonna do everything and reset everything!
Just cue the bug visors, why? Reset.
And then, like, Fusion, like, is, like, in, like, smaller forms of, like fireballs. Like, one point, like, Fu takes, like, form of, like, kind of like a human. Kind of like the final boss from Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Abyss?
Yeah.
And then it, like, gets, like, as it absorbs attacks, it, like, grows and continues to digivolve.
Yes, like, one absorbs, like, a Precure's fire attack and then turns into, like, a fire-type creature. And I'm like...
And there's one part where it gets hit with, I think, Cure March's attack, the green one, and then it, like, gets buff as fucking green. I'm like, did the thing just Hulk out?
Yeah, really, Jesus Christ.
He used
Excite, the Excite ring.
And then it starts getting, like, these giant, like monstery gray forms, and it starts to remind me a lot of the D-Reaper, which is great because we don't have nearly enough Digimon references in this thing yet.
And then the last 40 minutes of the movie become just,
Yes.
hey, here's this team, there's their transformation. Here's this team, there's their transformation.
But it was kind of great. I mean,
They were very beautiful
it's
transformations.
like, where the hell have all of you been?
Because I like that Cure, like the Sweet Pretty Cure or whatever like that. They use
You're not even the real Voltron.
no, but they use like kind of like makeup things and then
Oh
like,
yeah, they
some-
just like
pat
pat.
I love the sound. It just goes like
that
breathe,
smile,
breathe.
that smile.
Oh, that smile, yeah.
And then they just like pat themselves as they
It's
henshin.
cool.
It's
Go,
like
go,
adorable
let's
yet
go,
hilarious.
Let's go. Name of the cure.
Yeah. And like about the gray versions of Fusion that look like D-Reaper viruses, there's this one scene where like Cure Peace and them are around.
Oh yeah, that one.
And like the slimy Reaper things just like slink by and have the most smug, hilarious faces on them. And like it slinks off screen, which is already funny, and then Cure Peace is on screen and talking, and she just gets like yanked off screen.
Yeah, no, and she's like getting tossed around. I'm like, no, that's awful.
Except
holy
like
shit.
it almost looks like she's like bouncing up and down on like a bouncy castle. It looks like she's having fun, and it's weirdly hilarious.
There's still a song. I was like, oh, poor Peace.
I know she's the one you like, and I like that the most, and I like her the most as well. But that scene was hilarious for a reason I can't fathom.
No, believe me, that scene was hilarious.
Okay, good. I'm glad you
I
think
mean,
so.
she was clearly the whole thing. One of the other reasons that I relate to her is because she's kind of the incompetent one.
Oh, don't say that. But one of the other things that gets foreshadowed is the neighbor's dog that
She's
was
a lot
barking
more
at her.
confident than me, though.
Like the neighbor's dog was barking at her, and then we all predicted that next day the Fu's eaten the fucking dog. And
yeah,
then,
they actually pulled that. Like, when I first saw this, I was thinking, he's not gonna eat the dog. And I mean, technically he didn't eat it, but...
It eats the dog, it eats her mom.
Races
It
the dog.
ate everything,
The blob,
stupid!
Goosebumps book cover, the blob that ate everyone.
The blob.
And then, like, in true D-Reaper style, it, like, spawns some minions that are the dog.
Yep.
Like a metal slime dog. It's so fucking creepy to think
and then
about.
The other Precure team show up, so, like, Heartcat shows up with Erica and all her wacky face goodness.
There's one I know!
And then they transform, and then, like, the other Precure show up. Futari Precure shows up, but they kind of just...
I don't think they even say anything in this movie.
No, they just show up.
Really? They just fucking show up!
What you just said, it's like, I know that one. That's everyone who hasn't seen every single Kamen Rider series.
Right.
But, like...
It's double!
It's
Look at
that one!
When they were fighting Fusion in the beginning, and, like, they're using all their attacks, like, they were all, like... You couldn't hear what, like, the names of their attacks, but it just looked like they were all just going, like, fuck you!
That was really weird, because those teams do have finisher moves. But for some reason, instead of showing them, they decided to just have them stand around yelling at the monster.
I mean, Kamen Rider does that all the time. We got, like, 40 riders. We don't have time for everyone's finishers.
But it was weird which finishers they chose to show.
No. Or it's odd when it's like, when they don't even use their final forms either.
Yeah, that too. It's
to
kind
be
of
fair,
the same
some of them did not have their final forms. Smile did not have Princess form yet.
Yeah. Or hell, half the riders shouldn't even fucking be here.
Like, you lost your powers, you're dead, you're non-canon, what the fuck are you doing here?
You were lost in Clock Up.
You were just a dare on a game show.
You were at the epilogue.
You're from, like, another timeline.
What the fuck is going on?
You were from another movie.
So, like, Ayumi goes up to Fu.
Boba Fett, thanks for coming, of course.
Ayumi goes up to Fu, and it's like, why are you doing all this? It's like, because you told me to reset everything to make you happy. She's like, no, I don't want any of this.
Context, motherfucker.
And then she gets swallowed up by Fusion, and then she kind of, like, awakens her own cure power. What? Oh, sorry.
Do that to my sweater.
Sorry.
And she becomes Cure Echo with the power of bleached hair.
Hey, you dense motherfucker.
Cure Echo is the first ever movie exclusive Cure.
That's cool, though.
She does return in the next two films.
Oh, I was about to say.
And she's a figure art.
I was about to say,
I think,
we
or
never see her again.
Nope, we see her twice more, and then we never see her
Sometimes you
again.
can still hear her echoes on the wind.
I'm still alive.
Shut up, Zeno!
I'm relevant!
Shut up, Dax.
Which was funny because when we first saw her, like, we knew she was gonna be, like, the Precure, but we were all like, she doesn't have interesting protagonist-level hair.
Yeah.
What a mislead.
No, and then there was, like, a scene where, like, she goes up to, like, one of the Precures, and she's just like, can I develop my character even further? Yeah, no, of course you can develop your character further. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you develop your character further.
Tell us your life story.
Let us know. And she's like, oh, okay.
well, I moved here with my family. Yes, here, Blossom. Did that. Fuck.
You copier!
So she, like, fucking, like, destroyed...
I trademarked that shit!
So they all, like, use their attacks, and they all, like, defeat Fusion, like, really epically. It's fucking awesome.
Fire the beams!
All the Beam-Moose!
Care Bear!
Yeah, no.
Stand!
No, for this, it isn't beams, it's Beam-Moose.
No. Precure Lear!
Bro.
I don't know why. I'd love to see a
Precure Lear down! 28, 27, 26, 3, 2, 1!
Yeah, and then we find out Kureko's like the 29th Precure, and I'm like, that's an odd number
Right?
for, like...
She's a movie one, so maybe they just don't count her in the numbers.
I guess so.
It's like with Ultraman. Oh, it's a fusion. Still qualifies as a new Ultraman. Really? Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. I was like, huh?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
thing. Like, over the last week, I've been talking to this guy on the Rider Facebook group, and he's been posting images of like all the different forms of
I
the
know.
Exit Riders.
I get notifications on all of that.
And he's been like omitting forms that he thinks doesn't count, and I'm like, come on,
Like,
you can't
fuck
do that.
you. If it's a form, it counts.
What do you...
Like he did the first, like just for example, he like only put full dragon and didn't put like dragon blade for brave. That was just one of many examples.
I just realized something, actually.
Anyways, we're friends now.
Go for it.
Am I allowed to say
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is going to go into sort of dumb Precure theory stuff, and I apologize for that.
Go ahead.
But I just realized that number total is probably counting cures who are currently alive in the current time,
Okay.
and who are currently still active as cures. And I wasn't actually thinking of that because of Cure Flower. I was thinking about something that happens in Splash Star, which has never happened before or again. And that is the halfway through the series, the main characters actually have different cure titles.
Okay.
So it would be the equivalent to if Kamen Rider Build just became Kamen Rider something else halfway through the series for no reason.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, do we have like a Black RX situation on our hands?
Yeah. However, at the end, those powers go to some other characters who people debate whether or not they're official cures.
Okay.
And they get their first set of powers back, and that's the one they use in all the movies and stuff.
Okay.
So are they in the 29? Are they counting Cure Bloom, Cure Egret, Cure? Are they counting? Are they also counting Cure Bright and Windy as cures, or are they not? Because technically they were cures.
And
or are they counting them as the same person because they're the same person?
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing about like whether you count cures or not is like the Futari the first set show up, and then immediately after like the set from the second season they show up, or third.
Yeah.
And like the way they show up is so weird. It's like, yeah, we're you, but like more edgy and extreme than '90s versions.
Well,
to the extreme.
Speaking of, they also counted the cure likes as cures.
Oh, yeah?
So Shiny Luminous, who doesn't have Cure in her name,
Yeah.
and Milky Rose, who doesn't have Cure in her name, were included.
Okay, so it's like in Gokaiger and Goseiger where Toei confirmed like how many Rangers there were at the time.
It's like counting Wolzard. It's like counting Wolzard Fire.
But apparently, Sasori Orange is the 250th Ranger.
Okay.
Yeah, so then, like, everything, like, goes back to normal, everyone...
Cure Echo just gets up to fusion, gives it a hug, and the world is saved.
And she's happy her mom's back, and then she, like, overcomes the fear of the dog, and she's like, fuck you, I'm not afraid of you anymore. Like, good doggy.
Yeah, I didn't
like,
say
she doesn't, like, say fuck you, she just gets along with the dog.
That's just my interpretation of everything.
Lane, I'm starting to notice that every word, or every paraphrase that you do involves the word fuck.
Fuck.
Because this is at my at-home persona. You should see me at work. I'm professional as hell.
I'm professional as fuck.
I wasn't gonna go there, but yeah.
Fuck.
I'm a badass.
I can see you right as you leave work. Fuck.
Fucking Panera. Fuck that one customer.
Gotta fill my quota. But yeah, so like she hugs Fu and he like dissolves into the wind. And she's like, now I'm in the air!
Go back to the beginning!
More Digimon the movie parallels.
Oh my god.
But like, Fu like dissolves and like flies into the air and I'm just like, now I'm in the air! Now humanity will breathe me in forever!
I'll reset everybody through a contagion!
Wow. And I guess everything got reset after all.
And then it cuts to like... all the pre-cures, like in their school
you don't have to take my
uniforms,
word for it.
in their school uniforms or something, from like the neck down. It's
Yeah.
really weird. And then we get into
I think that was the point where like fans like Emily would have like, oh, I recognize that uniform from that school and that series
Yep.
and that one and that one.
Those are socks.
And then we get,
I recognize those socks.
Yeah,
so then we get to the
also,
ending.
there were a bunch of random cameos of side characters from other stories just walking by in the background during the show.
Oh, was there?
There was the idol singer who was the fake out for Cure Passion from Fresh was just standing there in one scene. And
So it's like how in Turtles Forever when they go to the 80s universe, there were like background characters from that show walking around.
And then we get the ending theme, which is
The very
3D as fuck.
very CG
Holy
figures.
shit.
There's only one way we can end this. Everyone dancing to the same number.
Everybody dance now.
And I will say though, it was a very, very good ending.
Yeah,
It was
but nothing
cool.
will beat Backstreet Boys.
The weird part was when the stage they're on starts lifting and then there's like a giant fucking LCD screen or something on the panel.
That's
But
scary.
it was.
Yeah.
But overall, I enjoyed this movie. I think this was a really prime example of like what Precure is in a nutshell. Like in terms of like characters,
Yeah.
like tropes, transformations, villains, like
Yeah,
how the
that's-
characters are themselves.
yeah,
like I
that's
think
sort
this
of
is
why
a pretty good
why
nutshell.
I chose this one because it has like a movie exclusive character arc and it has the Smile cures as the main ones because I had to decide between Heartcatch and Smile being there and I thought Heartcatch is the one everyone's gonna ask for if anyone asks.
And
Plus Erica made the faces.
And now I have one of my new favorite cures ever, Cure Peace.
Which
God, she's adorable.
I'm gonna watch the
I
first
really,
episode.
really love Smile. That's also another reason I didn't choose Smile. Its first 2 episodes are really bad. It's for some reason the first episode of Smile is just bad. Like, nothing happens in it. It feels so lackluster.
The show's not good until Peace comes in.
When
into the
when
picture.
it came out, I was just like, "This is Smile Pretty Cure. What happened?" And then it immediately gets good. So,
That's to quote Krusty the Crab.
Krusty the Crown?
Krusty the Krab.
Krusty the Crown?
Hey, kids!
Sorry, Krusty the Clown.
Now I want to look up Krusty the Crab to see if it's an actual thing.
Oh my
Well, the
god.
Krusty Krab is a thing.
I know,
It's just-
Krusty the Crab.
What the hell was that?
Wow! They'll never let us show that again!
When you're trying to find a show online.
There it is! Krusty the Crab!
Oh no!
Oh my god!
That's not
amazing.
a good fusion.
Krusty the Crab.
Now you gotta put that in the chat so
Oh.
we can include it.
Krusty.
There you go, everybody.
Yes,
Krusty the Crab. Oh, I can't make this shit up.
Anthony, put that in.
Krusty the Crab.
I am
no.
so sorry.
No. It doesn't even look slightly like a crab now.
Actually, I'm only gonna give him the audio for this. So, Anthony, it's in the studio audience chat.
I am so sorry.
Cue
I-
Blaze screaming in terror.
Fucking Krusty the Crab.
Yar! That's gonna replace the whale in my nightmares.
Yarr.
But yeah, so I think that's it for episode 185, everybody.
Oh,
So-
I had another joke, but I completely forgot it.
But yeah, that was.
Thanks to that.
Thank you, Emily, for showing us this movie. It was a really great movie. I loved it.
Thanks
I loved
for-
your piece.
thanks for
She's so
watching.
cute.
Oh, we never talked about the miracle lights.
Oh yeah. So they had like the audience thing or whatever like that, where they're like, "Oh, shine your miracle lights and cheer for the Precures, everybody!" And I'm like, "Okay."
They've been giving those out with a lot of the movies, but you can't ever find them anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're...
It's like an audience
Wait,
participation
they-
/ marketing thing.
Wait, they
do?
don't release them with the movie on DVD or anything?
Well, you probably just got it when like you went
I
to the
think
movie.
it was only when
You're
you did it in
probably
the theater.
expected to keep it after the theater.
Shit.
Yeah, they're not like 3D glasses where you're just like, you know what, I'm just gonna toss them in the bin, or be a dick bag and just be like, no, you know, I'm gonna hold on to these
Oh,
and bring them to them in the next 3D movie I
It
go
sounded
see.
like you said dick bag.
I did say dick bag.
Oh,
I still have my ancient Mew card. And
cool.
I still have
That's
that.
cool.
yeah, and I got those at the theater. So
All right, you take us out.
thank you for everything, guys. I'm sorry for being so weird.
That's okay.
All right, well, thank you all for listening to yet another episode of Radio Sentai Castranger. As always, the primary source of our hijinks is our hub site at castranger.podbean.com. Please check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/rscastranger. Tweet at us at Ixie Studios. Come join our Discord server where you can listen to the show live and chat with us because we're just so interesting. And of course, please check out our merchandise site where you can buy shirts and bags and even baby ones.
Hashtag money for Lane. I'm not fucking joking about this.
You want to know something really weird?
What?
Raven bought Indigo Cast or a onesie.
Still hasn't grown into it yet.
And he hasn't sent us an image of her in it
That's
yet.
because she's too small for it still.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Do yourself a favor, everybody. Go out and buy a bag of
I
Doritos.
thought you were about to say, do yourself a favor, go buy a fucking Castranger onesie for your baby.
No, I thought you was about to say, everybody, go have a baby.
Buy it once for your bag of Doritos.
Just guys, this is a baby.
You can help us repopulate the Earth.
No,
Ugh.
don't date.
That is not the Castranger mission!
Yeah, that is our mission.
So, and lastly, please check out our Patreon where you can donate to not only get some sweet rewards, but help us make the show better for you and get the game done.
Japan to Dan.
And for the people who are asking about the Castranger RPG that we are definitely working on, updates for that game will be exclusive to Patreon until I feel we have a package worth presenting.
Did you just meow?
A little bit.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Wait, I'll do,
Cats
the
and
sound, I'll
dogs
do the sound of a
living
dying
together,
giraffe.
mass
I'll do the sound of a dying giraffe.
Alright.
Good night, everybody.
A giant giraffe sounds like Crash Bandicoot. I'm sorry, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thanks for listening.
May the Precure protect you.
Stole my bit!
Radio Sentai Castranger is brought to you by our generous patrons, Oliver Nilsson, and viewers like you.